You know, I feel like we live in a society where you only have so many opportunities to really showcase your true colors, which is unfortunate because I did take that DNA test and it turns out I'm 100% that witch. So any opportunity you have to kind of like really just bring out your inner color and make it your outer vibrancy, take it. Halloween is such a day, your birthday perhaps, but any day really that's special to you. Point is, take that time. Take that time to really dig deep into those colors and find your inner person, your inner witch, your inner demon, something. It's there, I promise you. Hey, Sassy fam, welcome to your Thursday check-in. I hope you are well. I hope you are fabulous. And of course, obviously, happy Halloween. Yay! Didn't that work out fantastically? I think so. Quite fun. Any opportunity you have just to have some fun, do it. Why not, you know? Is it my favorite holiday? No. My favorite holiday to this day is still going to be around Thanksgiving. That might surprise folks, but honestly, I really do enjoy a full house and just feeding people past the point of obnoxiousness. I don't quite know what that is, but I take a lot of pleasure in it. How far can we push gluttony this year? I'm not sure what that is, but yes, of course, you know, family, friends, love, making memories, all that stuff. Yes, good stuff. Love that stuff. But also, I don't know, I suppose I just love the challenge of cooking, the course after course and timing it. I don't know, it's borderline a competition. Something about that I enjoy. It is kind of a personal challenge. I'm not quite sure how to explain it. Let me know if you understand. Before we keep going, though, I'm going to stop, take a moment to lower the camera to take this off. This hat put on a lot of hype, but I do like it. It's nice. It's cute. But I'll be right back, you guys. And we're back to our normal presentation. Normal is relative. So let's say normal for this channel. Hey, you guys. Welcome back. Welcome to your Thursday check-in. Once more, happy Halloween. And for those of you who observe the Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, November 1st and 2nd, may you enjoy that time to really celebrate that connection, that bond between yourself and your ancestors. Such a beautiful time of year regardless. October 31st, November 1st and 2nd. You know, you may not believe in that, and that's cool. I completely understand. But if you are so inclined and you feel that way, may you develop that energetic connection between yourself and those who have passed on. It lends something to who you are. You can feel them still. But those who know, you know. Regardless, have a happy and safe holiday. You guys, what are we doing today? One guess. Yeah. It's like, I know, it's big red. We're going to go ahead and do our adapted version of Intimate Tarot, Sexual Energy Read. Okay, for those of you who are new to the channel or it's just been a long time, that's what she said. And you want to know why I read Intimate Tarot, right? What you can expect from it, what it's all about, what it is, what it isn't, how it benefits you, etc. My regular sassy crew, you know what's up. Say the words with me. Description box. It's a wonderland, a plethora, if you will, of information about Intimate Tarot, sexual energy reads. Again, once more emphasizing what it is and what it isn't. Just like the general love readings, I can see sexual energy that is still connected to or still trying to connect to someone of the past, the yesteryears, and then also future orientation as well. So once more, you can be single, you can be connected, you can be an ex-connected type thing. What happens on the table, what lays out on the table is what lays out on the table. Right? So take what resonates, leave what does not. Reverse those energies as you see fit. There you go. That's it. That's all any of us can do because it may not resonate at all. Yeah? Normal. Check your other placements. If that's the case, you will find yourself in there somewhere. And for those of you who are on the fence or the idea of sexual energy reads at all make you uncomfortable, I completely understand. If it's not your thing, it's not your thing. No harm, no foul. Don't watch it. I don't want you to watch anything that you know from the outset might upset you because you're going to take nothing from it. And what's the point of that? I don't want that for you. Just don't. But I would still advise you. Check out the description box. You might find, and more importantly feel, that you could benefit from this reading type. But there you go. That's up to you. Okay. Anything else? Oh, this was an unexpected find. I was at one of my favorite kind of Whole Foods, not Whole Foods, the store chain, but a Whole Foods organics type supplier. I was much surprised to find in their flower selection, calla lilies. I pulled this card for you just so you could see it for yourself. Oh, that popped out the main man. No, but I intentionally pulled this one aside so you can see it because sometimes you guys see it. Calla lilies. So these in the spiritual arts or tarot practices represent highly desired beauty as well as highly desired intimacy, but it's rare, hard to obtain. Not just anyone can obtain these, right? But everyone desires them upon look. Beautiful. It's kind of like, in that respect of one's sexual energy, it's exclusive. not many can hold that flower, pluck that flower. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that lovely? Isn't that gorgeous? I actually got some calla lilies. It was so unexpected. And I said, wow, confirmation indeed, at least for me. It is absolutely intimate dinner week. I try to get fresh flowers once a week for the channel. I enjoy fresh flowers. You know, and I also grow some myself, but there's just some I can't produce, and this would be one of them. So I was like, oh, indeed, meant to be. Okay, you guys, like always, your sign will be timestamped in the description box as well as the comments because I got you. I will see you for the Sunday check-in, maybe some shorts this week as well. You guys, take care and be well. Leo, you're up first. Seven of Wands for some of you. Oh, how auspicious was that? Some of you are blocking your sexual energies right now. None shall pass. Oh, yes. Okay. Perhaps some of you feel like your sexual energy is being blocked. All right. What's going on? Show me that Leo sexual energy. Show me that Leo sexual energy. What's up? Show me that Leo sexual energy, please. Five of Wands. Yeah, this tension. Page of Wands. Yeah. Seven of Swords. Active avoidance. I see. Okay. Seven of Pentacles. Temperance. They're kind of in a chill zone and it frustrates you. Okay. The Hanged Man. Ten of Pentacles. The Hierophant. Yeah, it's all work, no play, isn't it? Yeah, it gets like that. I understand. And that can get really real and it can also get really frustrating. I understand. I do. You know, you're showing me elements here of this is life, this is daily life, there's commitments in here, but you are showing me elements of sexual frustration. Five of Wands, Page of Wands. Now, here's the thing. It's not active blockage on your part. You're showing me frustration because your energy doesn't, your sexual energy specifically, it doesn't feel like it's being returned, reciprocated, or someone's not open to you sexually speaking. So there's a lot of your beautiful natural fire in here, but it's gone into a place of negative, and it's frustration. It is straight up sexual frustration, 100%. So this is either you or it's not you. It's very distinct. You can't miss that kind of signature. But here's the thing. You don't want it to be. Page of Wands, you'd be happy to show some happy fire in this. You know, a little bit of flirtation, a little bit of special words, a little wink, wink. Little footsie on the table with your person. And there's absolutely a person in here. It's active, it's live, it's happening now. It's not some distant, faraway person. It's whoever shares the most approximate space with you, and there's a lot of it here. But yeah, I mean, I hate seeing a fire sign when their sexual energy gets all contorted like that and frustrated and has nowhere to go, and yet they're still open to their partner. I understand. Seven of Swords is active avoidance on a critical issue. It's shared between you two, so technically speaking, neither one of you likes to discuss it too much. This is something that we avoid, tiptoe around this particular subject, kind of tell ourselves little white lies about what's really going on. Well, they're not interested today, or that wasn't a rebuff, or I wasn't putting out signals anyway, or, you know. The Seven of Pentacles, Temperance. This person is showing me I'm all about the Pentacles these days, and I'm just kind of in neutral. I'm in chill zone. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that, but there's still an avoidance here. So just because this person's taking time with their pentacle world with you, and look, they might be conservative with their sexual energy here, Temperance with the Seven of Pentacles, conservative with their sexual energy. That's just not where they are right now. Still, the expression of that, instead of it being an avoidance topic, would be helpful. Okay? So I kind of understand that they might have hermited their sexual energy for one reason or another. Life takes over. Okay. Sexual energy, sometimes it gets monotonous, forgotten, swept under the rug. It's not convenient for me. I just want to focus on my pentacles right now and be cool with that, be zen with that, because that's what they're showing me. I really just want to be at peace with my environment right now. And while Temperance here is fire, Sagittarius specifically, doesn't have to be that, I'm just saying, that doesn't mean it's active, right? It doesn't mean it's active sexual healing. This is, I am appreciating my comfort zone right now. Do not disturb me. I'm being quiet and I'm being calm. That's fine. I respect that. Just like I respect that you were sexually frustrated. It needs to be discussed. and bare minimum that should help ease the tension for you and allow this person less room to evade the subject. I respect that they're in their comfort zone, they're in their chill zone, leave me alone zone, zen zone, if you will. But that doesn't mean they get to ignore an issue, especially if it's important to you. Healthy partners communicate, okay? The Hanged Man, I know, 10 of Pentacles, you're saying this is a long-standing issue. With the Hierophant here, however, despite the frustrations and the kind of willful turning a blind eye on this subject, there's still a commitment here. Now, there's a commitment to the actual physical 3D. This is well mapped out, okay? Now, I can tell that many of you turn your sexual energies into that space of commitment. Well, if I can't express it here, I'm going to dive headlong into my 10 of Pentacles and put my... So again, you're showing me energetic conversion of the sexual kind. I take my sexual energy and its frustrations, and I figure out how I can best use it here, there, or anywhere. So energy, all energy can be converted into something else. That's what transformation is. That's what spiritual expression is. Okay. So your sexual energy here says, you know what? It's going to go to the bigger pool of things. I put myself into my work. I put myself into my community. I put myself into my family, into my friends. And that's where I do or place my excess energies. Okay. But we stand by this. We stand by this commitment. We've given this a lot of thought with the Hanged Man. And while we recognize that this is kind of an ongoing issue, we've seen the pattern of it over the years. That's here as well. You're like, I still stand by this. My sexual energy stands by this. And I can continue to convert these frustrations into something good and make use of them. Okay? And now, tarot doesn't dictate choice, you do. Tarot's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. I am simply reading what's going on with your sexual energy. I am seeing what looks like neglect that's being ignored. Neither one of you likes to discuss it. All the more reason why it should be, all right? And that perhaps we can better understand each other's sexual energy and therefore boundaries in this relationship, at least via communication, that we have a better understanding of where the other person is, and we can stop taking this for granted, or hopefully it will just go away kind of attitude that tends to deepen the issue. Okay? So let's get some advice for you, please. Let's get some advice, please, for Leo. Let's get some advice, please, for Leo. I don't think there can be a round of intimate tarot without seeing something like this. It really is a tale as old as time. And no, it's not happy, it's not fun, it's not spontaneous. Obviously, you would know that if this is you, okay? But it is very real. It's normal. And even the avoidance of it is normal. But don't make it patternized normal. Just because it's normal between you two doesn't mean it's correct. Okay, and that's when we start to take this situation for granted. Well, I just always ignored it, and you do. I'm following your example. Eventually, this stuff's going to come up. It's going to bubble up. Okay, so while you have a very established cooling off method, you do. Okay, that doesn't mean it's always going to work. And I'm more about, prevention than having to do damage cleanup. So just FYI. The Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Knights of Pentacles, and the Hermit. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm talking about. So here is a much more open, upfront sexual energy. Queen of Wands. Again, more that fire. Could be Sag. Not the point. I'm just letting you know it's here. Queen of Swords, Knights of Pentacles, the Hermit. There it is. There it is. There is a sense of, okay, there is more to work with here. And somebody's sexual energy is much more open if this is given a bit more of a direct access for conversation, points of view, specifically addressing this based on experience and addressing things in a cool, logical way, but still showing that passion's involved. Okay, so this is basically if we have two people here who have good intentions towards each other, they should act and talk and discuss things out in that vein. That's exactly what I was talking about, you see? You see how the energy changed when we talked about how can we approach this in a way that's concerning and caring, but also on point, on fact, on rhythm. That way we can keep the passion open, not shut it down. You know what I mean? It looks like this person responds more positively when directly addressed. Now, I know that can cause resentment. Why do I have to talk to you about these things? Because that's how partnership works. That's why. Especially if I have 10, 15, 20 years, the kind of longer term energy, sometimes we just have to directly address it. And if we are connected to someone who says, I respect you and I care about you, they should therefore be open to listening and responding. Okay? That's why. That's why. I hear that a lot. Why should I have to? Because that's the reality of long-term relationships. That's why. When the anxiety of the butterflies are over and that sense of intuitive, everything feels hot and spontaneous now, and we're just living in the moment now, that starts to fade. And then practical love, practical skills, practical experience methods kick in. They're supposed to take over. That's why. So I don't like it when people are like, I shouldn't have to. Yeah, actually, no. You need those skills more of direct addressing, direct communication, direct action, the longer you stay in a connection. Okay? That's healthy. It's easy to kind of do that spontaneous, romantic, because all the energy's up there and up front to work with. You're just connecting, so things are just firing off. That's easy. There is no work. But yet people watch tarot for the long-term stuff. This is what long-term relationships look like, realistically, yeah. And you just demonstrated a very healthy output. And it's interesting because when I know it's this person, I know it is. They open up, so this is sexual energy that's soft and kind of closed off and healing and keeping it to the self, versus open and active, requires someone else, sense of thoughtful reflection, and this is what's going on. Here's the experience and the communication. We understand? That's it. Guys, that's it. That's real life right there. Anything else in here, please, for the oracles? Unexpected income for some of you. Congratulations if that's the case. It is not unexpected sexual energies. It's just more of what I've seen here in the Hierophant tied to that Ten of Pentacles. We are using the kind of frustrations of our sexual energies and we kind of drive it into what we do know exists for us, and that's the 3D energy. So some of you are very good about creating opportunities. And like I said, all this kind of energy serves a purpose, and the more you're able to transmute your energies, particularly those that are negative or frustrating, into something positive and works for you, it would make sense then that you're going to show me the emphasis on your 3D, which you have. So you have done a very good job here, and I can tell that your person feels relaxed in it, used to it, or even luxuriates in it. So I know it serves a purpose. Okay, number 27. The privileged lady. Yeah, I feel like this person, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm saying it's what they're used to. And you seem to have known this. I strongly feel, Leo, I'm looking at you are the kind of head honcho here. You're the provider. This person, do you see the kind of lax attitude here? What was created or built upon, this person enjoys. I'm not saying they owe you anything, but what I'm saying is the frustration of your sexual energies have served a purpose. However, you still have needs too, and you ignoring them for their benefit is to actually no one's benefit. Okay? You're a person too. You have the right to express yourself, okay? And if they are at all an understanding person or partner, they're not just sitting around doing nothing and luxuriating in all the coins and the comfort that you've created. No. They're going to respect your side of the equation too. Okay? A part of you knows this. Okay. Number 29, wrath. Yeah, there's the frustration. There's the frustration. The wrath. Some of you feel sexual energies feel like you've been left out in the cold and want of more, that you shouldn't have to be in the position to beg. You're not begging, honey. Again, if you're in a respectable, equal partnership, there is no begging. There is no sense of sexual power play. There shouldn't be. It is simply a discussion based on insights, needs, experience, wants, listening, feedback, and changing the behavior. You shouldn't feel like you're in the position of begging. Okay? That's not how healthy relationships work. So I understand the resentment, especially if you're in the provider role. All the more reason you got to nip that in the bud. Okay? Again, it's not like they owe you sexual energy. The simple appreciation of your wants and needs is not the same thing as owing. One's healthy, the other one's not. Okay? No. A firm but gentle discussion here. What's going on? What's going on with us? I've seen this, and I understand it, but I feel like it's been going on too long, and I feel like I don't have much room or voice for my needs or wants, because I feel like you're taken care of. You seem to be enjoying what I do. But there's my side of things too, and this is what I've been experiencing between us. Yeah? There you go. Use your words. All right. And then there's the fulfillment. And there's the release of it. So somebody finally releases and softens. Okay. Yeah, sometimes a little bit of awareness can go a long way. Okay. Let's wrap this up. Oh, so many. We have the medallion of Cancer. Some of you might have some very interesting Cancer in your chart. You could also be connecting to one, of course. Let's see. We have the busy bee in reverse. Some of you want to take some time off, that you're kind of tired of transmuting your sexual energies into productive busy bee energy. You're like, I'm not going to keep serving the queen. I understand. Or the indication that someone here doesn't work. Okay. Kind of like it goes back to that privileged lady, that she's the queen. She might execute orders, but doesn't necessarily... You see what I'm saying? I'm just giving demographics here. Points of reference. They're either yours or they're not. So we have the Pegasus in reverse. It feels like we don't have the freedom here. We don't have sexual freedom. There's no flight of fancy. There's no spontaneity these days. I understand. We have the big masculine glasses. There we go. Contrast. Eiffel Tower. You know, in sexual tarot, obviously, it can stand for very strong sexual attraction. The erection specifically, if you will. But it seems like for some people they interpret the Eiffel Tower in reality as a fantasy. But no, it exists in reality. It was built by men. It's not just a fantasy. It is a possible structure. Okay? And the great white shark in the upright. Oh, Lord. Sometimes it feels like you resent having to pursue sexual energy, or that you interpret your sexual energy between the two of you as a power play. Perhaps it is, and that's going to go into an unhealthy vein. Based on what I've seen here in the advice and the release of this person's sexual energy, I'm going to go ahead and interpret this as sometimes it feels really pent up. And you feel like you have to pursue it, and that you feel that you should have much more natural sexual flow between yourself and your person. Again, these are all points of discussion. Done so gently with experience, wisdom, and insight. Okay? I do see a releasing of their energy once they understand your point. Okay? So you might have some very interesting Scorpio in your chart as well, and then also the indication now of Scorpio season. Leo, honey, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sag, welcome to your Thursday check-in. Show me that Sag sexual energy, please. It's quite the mouthful for someone who has a lisp. Excuse me. But we got through it. Oh, speaking of Sag, I believe I referenced... Yeah, well, I know I did. I just did Leos. In Leos a couple of times. So FYI, if you have a Leo in your chart or connecting to one, perhaps check it out. Yeah? What's going on, please? Show me Sag's sexual energy, please. Show me Sag. Queen of Wands. Three of Swords. Okay. Justice. Six of Wands. Page of Cups. Your sexual energy does not feel vindicated. We'll get back to that. Hold on. Queen of Pentacles. The Hanged Man. The Ace of Cups. Yeah, you wonder if you can continue to emotionally invest in this, and I don't blame you. Their energy is much smaller than yours. Don't get me wrong. It's running around bright, but it doesn't seem to be just about you. Problem. Queen of Wands, Three of Swords. You know, that's you. That's you through and through, isn't it? As the Queen of Wands, you know. Gorgeous, sexy, fiery thing that you are. You have such a natural passion in you, as all fire signs should, okay? And you really have to be the masters of your passion for that reason. Know what drives you and why. What's your motivation and why, right? Because people can and will misconstrue that fiery sense of passion for all the wrong things. And so you have to develop it yourself to make sure that you understand what your worth is, and that you are naturally a fiery, passionate being, but that you also have feelings, and that you also desire, for some of you, exclusivity as well. And you're showing me pain in your heart when it comes to this subject. You feel like your fire or your sexual energy has been betrayed, or it's not living up to the purpose or cause. That your own sexual energy is perhaps being used against you, especially, again, if you're someone who's naturally passionate, alive. You know, let's just say, for what it is, the Queen of Wands is quite known for being the beauty in tarot, King of Wands as well. But someone who is very comfortable with their physical presentation, confidence in that, naturally charming, moves fast, you know, and it's hard. It's hard for people to understand that you still have feelings too, and that you still expect things to go somewhere too, to be justified as well. And you feel like your passion's been used against you. Three of Swords. So you have pain in your heart over this. There's a feeling of rejection, or that your sexual energy here, your fiery energy, is not going in the right ways, that it's being underscored, undervalued, not being understood, or it's not weighing up correctly. I think you are right. Justice here is shared between you two. There is a sense here of imbalance about how you perceive your sexual energy versus how they do. They see it as being correct that you two match sexual frequencies, but that's all they're trying to match. So from their point of view, as far as they're concerned, sexually speaking, you two are compatible, or you're fire compatible. Okay. And you're like, there's more to me than that. And you're right. I think we've had a tone like this for you before, not too long ago, so I might be tapping into a kind of continuous collective for the Sag readings lately. This happens. It doesn't happen all the time. The Sag I see this week may not be the same as next week, but I do distinctly remember this idea that someone took for granted what you naturally own or possess, which is your passion, having it held against you or underscored that that's all you're worth. And here I'm seeing someone says, I match you, sexually speaking. And that's it. And that's where the hurt comes in, because you're saying the other features that you have to offer are being rejected, right? And this is where people don't understand that natural passionate energy, because it has such a bad reputation. And it's like some people can be naturally passionate, fiery. They can point themselves to their own cause, to their own trails. That's passion, honey. That's not practicality. That's not love. That's not a thought. That's fire, you know? And it seems whoever's trying to meet you here is trying to meet you very one-dimensionally, one characteristic, passion. That's all they really seem to be rocking, and it's not much. Six of Wands with the Page of Cups. It is flirtatious. It is very much see me, see me. It's a little bit of heart space. Don't get me wrong, but it's not engaging you fully because you still feel inadequate, or that there's a bigger part of you that's being rejected. And from what? A Six of Wands and a Page of Cups. That's the kind of energy you can play with and give to anybody, and that's your issue with this. If they're playing around like this and showing this to me, ego, arrogance, sexual energy only, then who else are they showing it to? Your thought is correct. Even if they're not, I don't care. It's too light. It's too surface. It's too much play. You know? Because you're right, if they give that kind of flirtation so easily to anybody, not just you, and they think it's fair, then yeah, it stands to reason. They're not taking this connection between yourself and them seriously, or yeah, they're just giving it out for free. Because it's very light. It is very, very light. It's very seamy. I can touch this. I can get close to it. I can talk to it. I can flirt with it. And it feels a little egotistical. Now, don't get me wrong. Ego is a good thing. We have to remember it's what we as human beings do with it. We have healthy ego. It keeps us alive. That there's bad ego. Right? And this one has a little bit too, I'm just really thinking about me giving the bare minimum. But when it comes to the sexuality, we're matched at justice level. You're like, there's a bit more to me than that. Jump on down there. Queen of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, Eight of Cups. You're going to give this some more time, but ultimately I see you logically, practically speaking, and I agree with you on this. This one ain't worth it. Because you know this isn't your worth, right? Like you know. It's when you have energy like that, honey, it's so easy to reel them in. But then you're going to learn. This is going to be your superpower. It's easy to reel them in. Okay? But if they don't see the quality, you'll see that for yourself sooner rather than later. And that's going to be your superpower. You know? Try not to take this one too much to heart. You're going to give this a fair timeout. I don't see you sexually engaging with it at some point. That's a conscious decision on your part, because you understand that it's worth it more to you to hang back than to engage with it and then figure it out later. I agree. But I don't see you giving much more to this Eight of Cups. Specifically, there's going to be a walking away, no emotional investment here. Practically speaking, I have to agree with you. It's just a little too light-fingered, and that's okay when you're just starting out. But again, it's so jocular. It's so on the surface. It's like, we both know why we're here. This is just for hookup. Don't take it seriously. That's what this is. And you're over here trying to be taken more seriously. So, honey, don't expect much from meeting somebody at the bar or meeting someone on an app. That's what this is. Just put it in our modern parlance, There's only so much you can do with energy like this. And I completely agree. It's not worth the emotional investment. So try not to be too upset by this, honestly. Some people, they fail to invest appropriately. And that's just where they are. They want to keep it on the surface. They want to keep it like an oil slick. It runs off onto anything where it can catch fire. But the point is that what you want to be coated with? Somebody's oil slick? I mean, I'm not trying to make that sound sexual. Let's get some advice, although I know you got it. Remember, and I see you sexually abstaining from this. And you're a sensual creature too, honey. I mean, I know that when you're comfortable with somebody, when you invest, you have no problem expressing yourself sexually to them. But if you're anything like me, it's like, if I can't get comfortable with you and I can't trust you, it ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. I can be turned on by you all day long, but there's something about this situation or you that makes me hold me back. You don't make me feel comfortable. You don't make me feel invested in. Ergo, no. I'd rather contemplate you from a distance than give myself away to that which you would give yourself away to anybody. Nah. Not worth it. Let's get some advice, please, for Saggy. Let's get some advice. Let's get some advice, please. Judgment, Two of Wands, Knights of Pentacles, the Five of Cups. Yeah, some of you obey your lessons. I completely agree with Spirit on this one. They bounced it back on you. This, like, you have direct experience with this. Don't fucking bother. Judgment, Two of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, the Five of Cups. You've had long decisions in this one before. You've had a long-term view on these things before, and you know how it ends up in a space of regret and disappointment. So it doesn't matter if you play a short-term game with this person or the long-term game. You know you're going to lose, or you know it's going to result in pain, and you can avoid the whole thing right now. I completely agree with this. Thank you, Spirit. I appreciate that. That was straight to the point. I'm sorry. Somebody's playing a bullshit game. It's a false face about stuckness, and there's nothing else that they can do. Or it's not going to change. You can see the anchor, like all things in tarot, pros and cons. You can either see this as stuckness, it's not going to change, or someone's emotionally stable. No, something's not right, man. Something's not cooking these books, you know what I'm saying? And it looks so light and surface, but that's why I have a problem with it. It doesn't have a deeper anchor to it regardless. I mean, it's like if you can just give it away that easily and call it fair. No, bro. It doesn't add up, sis. No. Okay. The main man or the main male. Some of you identify as the main male. Okay. The one of desirability, the one that is the driving force, or you feel like this is the guy. Honey. Proof, not potential. Ding, ding, ding. All right, and simply number 1. Lost in a... Oh, I see it. I get it. Very attractive, but lost. Doesn't know what they're doing. Okay. Yeah, if somebody's a main male, quote unquote, they're not lost. They know what they're doing. A main male, the whole point of this, by the way, is like the Emperor energy, direction, empowerment. I know what I'm doing. If that's the case, there's nothing to be confused about. Someone who knows what they're doing or proclaims to know what they're doing, regardless if you are male or female, doesn't get lost and doesn't lose sight of the goal. Doesn't wander around in a maze making excuses and then still claiming to be the guy. Nah, I told you. I tell you, honey, some of these fish don't swim. They think they're swimming. They're not. They're flopping around, but pretending they're swimming, like they know what they're doing. No. Okay. House 20. That sense here in that respect of stability, or that you have roots, or that you yourself have a great deal attached to you in terms of worth, sense of ownership, home, values. And then I did see that concept for you. I know who I am, I know what I'm about, and I know what my worth is. And it's so much bigger than this. I agree with you. Someone's like, I've made my own. So I know what it is to not be confused. You can't do this and be confused. But congratulations to some of you if you're in property. If you have newly property attached to you, that might be for some of you. Recent relocation, you have upped the stakes in your terms of worth value. Perhaps some of you are simply in real estate. Why did that come across so specifically? Capital, some of you live in your capital cities, by the way, as indication by the dome in the background. Some of you have very fine, stately homes. Congratulations. Or you worked hard to understand what your worth and or value is. Someone's stuck and they won't change. Or they're insisting they're in something that will not change, in which case it's still not your problem. Okay. Yeah. Not your problem, boo-boo. The letter P, we have the medallion of Capricorn. You might have some strong Capricorn in your chart or connecting to one. We have the big masculine glasses once more. Twice in a row I pulled that. We have the owl in reverse. Yeah, someone's not using their noggin. Yeah. Not very logical. Not very informative, by the way. You know how the owl's always depicted with very large eyes? Something here we're not seeing, not speaking to, refusing to put two and two together. Just not being very wise or insightful or giving you much information to work with. And that's always a big red flag for me. Someone who's dazed and confused, they don't have much to say. They're very vague. They don't use definition labels, can't be defined, crap like that. Someone who has something to hide are evasive. And then you say shit. Okay, Sagittarius, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries, welcome to your intimate tarot reading. What's up? Show me Aries in that sexual energy, please. Show me Aries. Very good. That's all I got right now. It's just out of nowhere. Do you remember that one? That just, out of nowhere. That just clicked out of nowhere. I don't think I've heard that song in years. The words are gone. It's been a long time. Like the sands. They shift and change. I understand the melody though. You remember that one, yeah? From the 90s. Oh my gosh. The bells ring at the cathedral. I'm thinking of your voice. That's all I got. Wow. That's the only lyrics I got. You know what it is. You'll have to look it up. Where did that come from? I just started your reading and then I heard it. Cool. What's going on? If it hits you for some reason in terms of that way of significance, feel free to share. What's going on for Aries, please? Okay. The Knight of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands, the Three of Cups, okay. The Ace of Pentacles, King of Cups, oh, okay, righty brew. I don't think you were expecting that though. Ten of Swords, the Three of Wands, and yeah, you weren't expecting it. That's cool. We're here for the unexpected too, not just the stuff you do know, which you do know when you're opening, and there's the stuff you don't know. Man, that's good too. We'll take that. Yeah. Some of you, frankly, have just been conservative with your sexual energies. You might have gone through what we might call a celibacy period. This is very normal for, say, like Scorpio. And for some of you, you're just like, no, not interested. Thanks. It's been, your sexual energy has been slow, Knights of Pentacles, focusing more so on your 3D world, but you're showing me selectivity. The Seven of Wands for a fire sign, that's sexual selectivity, frankly on guard. You just don't seem to be interested to rush into your next sexual experience. You're like, it's just not all that for me right now. We've been focusing on the real world, you know, and the Seven of Wands, this is active on guard, boundaries, sexual selectivity. Like I said, you shall not pass. Not interested. That's it. But this is by choice. And it's by choice, and I respect that. I get that. A lot of people do. Some of you just aren't interested in your next sexual experience or endeavor, or frankly, you're just not looking. You know, right now you're not in tune with your sexual energies. If you keep it to yourself, such as masturbation, cool, I understand. And I strongly support and encourage that, by the way. It's a healthy practice, and it helps keep your energies, your sexual energies, regulated against yourself first and foremost, which is always a good and healthy practice. But if not, that's fine too. And the point is that you're just, nah. Why are you trying to, no. Everything just sounds like, yeah, I get that. I was already say it sounds like it's a bad sales job from everybody these days. You're like, you've got a bad pitch. You got a bad pitch. There is no way in hell I'd raise an eyebrow at you. No. And I don't mean like for physical, superficial reasons. I mean, it's just like, dude, seriously? Ugh. Like there's just this sense of, ugh. I think I know that typically you'd be sexually interested. In other words, comfortable with your sexual energies, right? In tune with them. You have no problem with it. It's just these days, you're like, no. Have you seen what's out there? Yeah, I know. Oh, I got it. 3D Cups, though, is in the middle between yourself and someone else. Who is that, Christina? Well, apparently someone new's coming to town, or someone's going to reconnect with you. I really don't know, because the Three of Cups is their dead center reading. Now, mind you, we cannot put so much stock into Three of Cups, guys. People just make so much out of the Three of Cups, and there's really only so much you can extract from it. Bare minimum, it's either emotional social connection or reconnecting in social emotional connection. It's either hanging out with people you know, or you're connecting to someone intimately with someone new. It can be a singular person. It can be multiple people. The point is that in sexual energy, I'm connecting to you in this way, and it feels good between you and I. I like it. It's going to start here at the emotional level. But it can still be with someone new or someone you've known. Now, Ace of Pentacles is here. That would suggest brand new opportunity, and it's real too. We respect that. Ace of Pentacles shows up, that says legitimate. But it can also be renewed. You know why? Because the word new exists in renew. Now, I have to go over that over every single Aces reading. King of Cups is here. So, someone with very full heart very much wants some sort of brand new opportunity with you that suggests legit. Okay. King of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. That is very legit. From one's heart, the deepest recesses of love. I know I love myself, and I want to invest in the real thing. Sexually, emotionally, and making it happen in the real world where it counts, yeah? But we got to kick it off, though. So perhaps some of you might start going out a little more, socializing a little more, and we connect with this, or we go out of our way to connect with this person at someone's proposal to get together. I don't know. I just know that your sexual energy has been off limits. You're showing me once more selectivity, not rejection, selectivity. Don't get me wrong. You are largely rejecting the idea of sexual connectivity, but I'm saying it's at your disposal. Just not interested. So whatever this is, all I can tell you is that from somebody's deepest heart, they're ready for an authentic beginning. So it's not just sexual, it's emotional and long-term. Okay? I believe long-term. Otherwise, it's just a very solid sense of I'm showing up, and I'm showing up for love reasons. Okay? That isn't that's an authentic gesture in and of itself. Oh, God, I almost got that mixed up. Now, let's jump on down here. Ten of Swords, Three of Wands, the Fool. It has been a while since you have opened up, that you've had the spiritual sort of shove out the door, sexually or otherwise. Now, I can see that for this Aries I'm looking at, sexual motivation has not been a big deal for you because, again, you can access it by choice. You know your sexual energy is at liberty to you. If you wanted to pull the trigger on it at any time, you could. I completely understand that. As like I said, you can pretty much throw a rock at people these days. You know, it's... with the way people have instant connectivity, yeah. I can kind of see where you're like, no. I get it. I do. So it's been a while. It's been a while since you have felt inclined to step outside your realm of recovery from the Ten of Swords, some sort of old ending here. You've been waiting, but in that respect of waiting for the feeling to be right, waiting for the timing to be right. The point is, it wasn't useless waiting. It was just like, now's not the time. Hence, selective sexual activity participation. There hasn't been. You have not been inspired to leave the front door. You have not been inspired towards a new beginning, or frankly, the feeling for you hasn't been correct. So it's looking like we're going to give this one a fair shot. We're going to connect to this, however it presents itself. I believe you're going to open up towards it. I'm going to say yes, and let's hang out and see what happens. Until then, continue to maintain your, excuse me, we're lisping hard today. Continue to maintain standards, okay? And if it feels comfortable, great. Click with it, connect with it. If it don't, keep on keeping on. Point is that you're going to give this a fair shot. Okay? Let's get some advice, please. I would love make sure it pleases you to do so. 9 of Cups, make sure it pleases you to do so. If it doesn't, then there's no point. Okay? Let's get some advice, please. That was good on you. It's like, you better give me a damn good reason to get out of my pajamas. Seriously. You know, you just want to hang out, go get coffee? No. What else you got? Oh, music and a glass of wine, maybe? Some good food? Oh, okay. Now you're talking my language. I can have coffee by myself. Thank you. Give me something to work with, baby. Let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice, please. And even then, I'd be like, what kind of music, though? Because I could do it. It's like, it's easier to say nah sometimes, you know what I'm saying? There's that Ten of Swords again. My. The Wheel of Fortune time has passed. The Lovers, the Three of Pentacles. Okay, so there has been some time that has passed here. The Ten of Swords, there's an old ending here, very painful. I got it. In reflection here with the Wheel of Fortune, Lovers, Three of Pentacles, it's, as far as I can tell, it's in relation to old pain. Still no indication of who this person is. I'm going to go ahead and then take that interpretation as new. Okay. Because what I'm looking at here is an old lover that wouldn't go beyond the space of friendship. And by that I mean, this is what likely caused or generated not just the pain, but the ending. I had a very strong connection, Christina, and it wouldn't get the fuck off the ground. I know, been there, done that, right? It's one of those things where it's like, I feel strongly connected to you, and I ain't got bupkis. I got nothing to show for it. We're friends. Right? So it's one of those things, guys, Three of Pentacles, it's hard to define that because it suggests it could start here. And especially when you hit something out of the park like that so strongly, almost borderline violently, right? With the spiritual connection, the emotional connection, the sexual connection, it's all the way up here. The frequency is super high, but the reality won't live up to the potential. In other words, it maxed out its growth potential. Stayed stuck back here in the friend zone for one reason or another, and there's thousands of reasons why. But it just won't. This is the springboard. You invest a little more, okay? And then you take it from there. See how it goes, see how it grows. But it wouldn't go beyond this. And there was too much time spent in that dynamic. That's what caused the pain, and that's why you're showing me trepidation about leaving your front door these days. So it's looking like whatever this is, you are going to consciously, willfully, not just sexually, but spiritually, be like, okay, you look legit. None of that Three of Pentacles bullshit. You actually seem to have a good grip on your heart and what it is you have to offer. Let's try you out. Let's try you out. Let's connect. Okay? So the advice here is that you're fundamentally over this pain now and that you know better and that you can proceed. Feel safe to proceed. Whatever it is, it ain't this dynamic. All right? All right. We learned that. We figured that one out. Okay. Let's get some oracles. The Mature Man. Okay. For some of you, this is who you are, or this is the person you're connected to. Someone who might be a little bit more on the side of middle age. They might be a little bit older than you. Or this is someone who is very wise, experienced. Okay, here we have Hierophant energy for some of you, indication of number 5. Let's see, someone who is kind of worldly, knowledgeable, comfortable with themselves. Big thing right there, comfortable with the self. And like I said, experienced, calm. Someone who knows what their worth is. Patient, steady. It's good. I like that. Has something to offer, in other words. You know, not just the material world, but strong sense of self and heart and just legitimate. Cool. What else? Okay. Yeah, they're open for business. That's what I'm saying. Whoever this is open for business. I love it. It's almost radiating off this person. So here we have the legitimacy of I know who I am, I know what I'm about, and I know what I have to offer. And the romantic side. The love, it's very masculine here. Very masculine. Supportive, loving, and self-identified. Someone who gets who they are and therefore knows what they're worth. And they can't offer or wouldn't offer anything less because they're ready. This person can ready. You know what I'm saying? And I'm getting, oh, be quiet. And I'm getting a lot of that just from this person's space alone. Is gorgeous. Okay. Anything else here? Oh, numbers 28 and 5. Great fortune. Don't know who that's tied to. You, them. Yeah. Number 26. Good job. Okay. Somebody has spent. It's a fun day today for me. Someone has spent a lifetime accumulating resources, creating good luck for themselves, good opportunities. Might be comfortable, yeah. I'm not very comfortable reading into the money side of things. I think that's weird, but I don't know, because I guess because I'm a self-made woman, that makes me uncomfortable. Ooh, they're going to have a fortune and a stock. Oh my God. So gross. So gross. But in truth, human beings tend to treat each other like commodities, and you can't say it's not a valid or realistic point for some people, but FYI. Okay. All right. Yeah. Chemistry and wrath. Yeah. We have here the card of chemistry and wrath, anger, frustration. This is all tied to the past, once more emphasizing that whatever it is in the past, you're over that, you're done from it. You don't need to be angry with it anymore. Okay? Again, you can have that amazing hit you in the face chemistry and it ain't amount to nothing. Okay? Do you learn a lot from friendships? Not a friendship, but on paper it is. And the paper sucks. It's a brief resume, but it has a punch behind it that you will never forget. But it's the reality that stands. It's the paper that wins at the end of the day, right? In terms of who we're going to connect with in this life. So it might come just packing that spiritual, emotional, mental, sexual punch. But on paper, it's friends. It's a short resume with a powerful author. It sucks. I know. There's that chemistry, the wrath from being, you either cut yourself out of that and you were angry about it, or you had to cut them out and you're still angry about it. It's over. It's over. Proof, not potential. That's why some people don't bother with the lovers' connections at all. You roll the dice on that, there's a good chance you don't have much to show for it. It could be everything or it could be nothing. But it's not nothing. Don't fall to cynicism. If you make something from this, learn from it, then you never fail. So for you, know the difference between it feels really strong and it is really strong. And you can't go wrong. The point is, honey, you don't have to be angry anymore. You can let that shit go. Number 3 and 29. Okay. It had its part to play. It's over. Anger is such a useless thing. If you don't learn from it, then you're still angry. So what's the point? Learn from it. Stop being angry. We have the dog with a bone in the reverse. No more anxiety over this, please. Yes, I agree. Hot air balloon in the reverse. You know, there's things we can't see. We wonder about the point of it, the futility, if it was futile. It wasn't, I promise you. How else would you know what a legitimate offer was if you didn't know what an inauthentic one was, no matter how strongly it felt? That's the difference between someone who can step up and offer more and someone, no matter how powerful, can just shake your hand and hang out for coffee. Okay, we have the medallion of Gemini, and we have the medallion of Taurus in the reverse, the incentivizer. You might have any of these key critical placements in your chart, could be connecting to one. Aries, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What's up? Show me Aquarius's sexual energy, please. Show me Aquarius's sexual energy, please. I feel like one more. Let's see Aquarius, please. Okay. Queen of Pentacles. Ah, the High Priestess. Good job. Or right away, I like your energy. Intimate or otherwise. It's quite nice. All right. The Tower. Oh, yeah. King of Wands. And the Ten of Pentacles. Uh-huh. Okay. Knight of Wands. So 3. Oh, God dang it. I knew it. The world. Don't. But you already know that, don't you, honey? You should. Aquarius, I'm looking at you should. Queen of Pentacles, the High Priestess. God, an intimate tarot is such a gorgeous combination. Are you deeply sensual? Oh, yes. Are you comfortable with it? Even better, yes. Knowing your worth sexually and otherwise is critical to self-esteem, who you are, why you choose the connections you do, and why you choose to participate in them or give your sexual energy to them at all. If you're hanging back and not giving out the goods, you have a feeling why. Something's not measuring up. Now, your High Priestess in terms of sexual energy, once more, is like that sexual GPS. I feel like this could be a sexual connection, a sensual connection. This could be a loving connection, not necessarily sexual. I feel like this could be more of a friend. I feel like this could be more of a partner. I feel like this could be more of a lover. So the Aquarius I'm looking at, you have really fine-tuned your particular instrument over the years. And you're saying, yes, you're deeply sensual. However, doesn't matter. If it's not practical, if it's not stable, and if I feel like something's off, we ain't gonna play. And, you know, take that as you will. Now, the Tower is shared between yourself and someone else. You recently, or you're about to, you're on the verge with, say, I'm not gonna play with you. I'm not gonna play with you. The Tower is in between you two. Now, mind you, one, that can be an explosion of sexual energy, and it surpasses your expectations on every conceivable scale. Or the original interpretation stands true. And that, you know what, we need to have a coming down of walls, illusions and delusions. We're going to go ahead and blow that shit up real quick. It seems like a situation's about to explode. King of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, they're showing me high levels of stability around their sexual energy. They're very passionate, which is natural to them, which is cool. I completely respect that. In fact, a lot of people who are passionate tend to be very successful. And I completely understand that. I don't dismiss that fire energy at all. I use it a lot every day myself. I mean, it is very hard to construct a 3D world unless you are, like, excited about it. There's some people who approach their 3D in terms of practical function, air, logical function, and then water, love. But this person has somehow built a level of stability around their sense of passion and can-do, and I'm a trailblazer, and I respect all that. But there's some element here where you're blowing it up. I believe it's you, and you're calling them out on their bullshit. Like, you're not as stable as you're making yourself out to be. You're not as established as you're making yourself out to be. You're not as stable as you're making yourself out to be. Something here about that sexual energy and how they use it, you're saying you're calling them out. I'm calling you out. It is bullshit. It's not that you have helped me reach my orgasmic heights here. No, thank you. It's not that. It's just there's something about here and that sense of established sense of self, and this is my fire, this is what it's used for, it's all for legitimate reasons. You're like, no, it's not. And I don't know why you're calling them out so hard, but you are. You're like, no, something's not right. I don't know what it is. They look established. They do look legit, but you're also saying, I kind of know better, and I feel like this person's full of shit. I don't care how many pentacles they got. I don't care how established they are. I don't care. They're presenting, I use my passion for all the best things in life. My stability, my achievements, my community, my family, my career. That's what I use my passion for and only for that. And you're like, no, you're a liar. Something's not up with that, right? Something's wrong. And Knight of Wands, Three of Cups, the world, you are literally not going to connect to this person anymore. It's your sexual energy is out, and your willingness to connect your sexual energy to them is also out, the world. I mean, it's very distinct. You're like, I'm not going to play around with you anymore. There's something here about their story doesn't add up. It doesn't add up to you. Now, I have to point out, Knight of Wands, Three of Cups, while that's lovely at the initial onset and it's fun and exciting, you're saying, I'm not going to give them that. I'm not going to connect to this anymore. Something about it feels too light. Light. Like there's just no point. It's too flirtatious. It's too sexual. It's very in the moment, excited sexual energy. And you're like, there's just no point to that. You're saying, it's like you're saying, there's no point to this. Like there's no point in my connecting to you. You say you can offer all this, but this is what I've actually been experiencing. And that's where the contradiction is, as far as I can tell for you, Aquarius honey. There's a major contradiction between what they're saying they can do and what you two are actually experiencing. And it's just play. It's all play. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with some play sexual energy. If that's what you're into, then that's what you're into. If that's where you are, that's where you are. But you're saying, I would have been fine with that so long as there wasn't a lie or a contradiction in it. They're saying I'm all this. They're saying I'm established. They're saying I'm not a wild, crazy person, you know, with my passions. I'm stable. But you're like, but this is what I've actually been experiencing with you. So you're calling them out on bullshit, a lie, the lifestyle. This is who I am. I'm a major player. I'm a king. A major player, by that I mean someone who takes the world seriously, not a major player as in what this is traditionally interpreted as. But it is coming across as, you say you're all this. This is what I'm experiencing. And in that respect, it's more of the modernized interpretation of a major player, just a player. I think you're right. I think somebody's blown themselves way out of proportion to get in your sexual good books, because that's really all this is. And like I said, if that's where you are, that's cool, man. That's cool. No problem. No shame in that game. If that's where you are, that's where you are. But don't make yourself out to be this king who's stable and has a lot to offer, when really this is all you're doing. We both know this is fuck around energy. We both know this is play energy. We both know. I feel it, and I'm calling you out, bro, sis. Yeah, I mean, I have to agree. There's something here about that, but it was rather sizable. I have to see that the contrast is rather high here between this is who I am and what I have to offer and what's actually happening. Two different things. And you're calling them out on it. You intuitively feel this, and you're saying, I know better. That shit might work on other people. It doesn't work on me. You know, and that's unfortunate. And they might be all that, but they're not sharing it with you. Which suggests that, you know, they're doing the peacock thing. This is how I'm presenting. This is what I can offer. But with you, you get this. Isn't that hot? What do you think about that? I think you're all talk and no show. I think I think you are showing enough to attract me, but not actually invest in me. It's kind of a tale as old as time. The difference is between you and other people, you decided not to get too involved. Called them out on it. You know you're worth more. You can sense it. You can feel it. Your sexual energy is worth more. Because, honey, the Aquarius I'm looking at, if you wanted to play around, fuck around with this, you could and you would. You'd have no issue with it. So just don't lie. Don't lie. Don't call this for something it ain't. You know? Don't try to dress yourself up something you're not. Just be honest. That's what I'm thinking. Don't you hate that when people try to present something of themselves that they know isn't true and they have no intention of sustaining with you? They just wanted to initially attract you. They have no intention of keeping you or giving you more, so they give you that. And you know it. It's like, what was the point then of getting my attention? You weren't going to give me any of that anyway. You just wanted to play around. You're wasting my time, bro, sis. Women do it too. Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Oh, no. For any one version of something that you might think is a female thing or male activity, I promise you there's a reverse on that. Trust me, bullshit behavior is bullshit behavior. I don't care what side of the sex fence you're on. It doesn't matter. A shitty person is a shitty person. Okay, the High Priestess, Four of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, the Star. Yeah, you know you should be aiming towards something so much higher. You just see you withholding. And this is a good act of withholding on your point. You're like, yeah, I'm a passionate person too, but I'm not full of shit. You're like... You strongly rely on your intuition. You pulled that twice. That's beautiful. So here in that perspective, again, I know my worth. And until that kind of sense of worth is satiated or I feel comfortable with it, the passion's not coming out to play. It's not going to happen. You're saying I'm aiming for something so much higher. I completely understand you. I completely respect what you're doing. And it's like, call a spade a spade. If you were just going to fuck around, say so. But don't try to magnify yourself and make yourself this big king with a 10 of Pentacles when you know you're not going to give that to me. You just want to play. Honestly, that's what I think you called him out on, honey. It's a tale as old as time, and I'm going to continue to see stuff like this. So long as you do intimate tarot, this kind of storyline is inevitable, a lot like Leo's. It's inevitable. But good on you. You seem to have been blowing up that dynamic soon, and there you go. Your advice is you know what you're doing. You have this vision of more. There you go. Hold out for more. Okay. Toil and labor, working hard, number 38. Some of you have said, I've worked too hard. I've come too far to mess around with this stuff. I don't have time for this. I work too hard. And I'm not going to just share my sexual energies with anybody. That's it. Yeah. No, I get it. Courtship. You want the proper courtship. Date me properly or go away. I work hard. I'm worth more than this. I'm not going to allow you into my life just because you know how to flirt. It's ridiculous. Again, why'd you try to attract me with a 10 of Pentacles that you have no interest of investing in with me? I get it. You want the proper courtship, and you're saying the proper courtship takes work, right? 38-4. Again, if you wanted to screw around, mess around, you could do. The Book of Wisdom. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're done. 26, we're done. You know better. You know better sexually. You know better emotionally. You know better practically speaking. It's done. Okay. Yeah, I've lost all interest, and so have you. 38-4, 26. You know, and when you lose the feeling, you lose it, just like you? Yeah, me too. Okay. Conquest. Oh, you called it, baby. You called it. You called it. You called it. Well, they're not putting up too much of a protest. You called them on their shit. They wanted a conquest, something cheap, easy, so they flashed goods at you they had no intention of sharing or investing in with you. They just wanted a sexual conquest. You know that. You're not stupid. 31, surrendering. Someone's voluntarily exiting. Yeah. Yeah, you called them on it. You called them on it. You have a limited capacity here, and we both know it. It's like saying, what am I trying to say? Imagine, yeah, I'm riding a 20-seater limo. But when you and I are dating, we're just going to take the 2-person vehicle. This is what I could do, and this is the portion you can have. So you're trying to attract me with something you can't back up. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Oh my God. Everybody's getting the big glasses today. Everybody. Honestly. Big masculine glasses here. We have the crescent moon upside down. For some of you, this will take place before the next crescent moon. Okay. We have the owl in reverse. That would have typically been your particular symbol, but there's something here about the lack of reasoning, logic, the inability to see, not wise, not smart. Heart with the nurse's cap in reverse. You're kind of getting the vibe from this person. They've got a lot of unresolved or unhealed issues, and how it relates to their sexual and emotional energy. Yeah. And the letters W and Z. Okay, Aquarius, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Gemini, welcome to your intimate tarot reading. What's going on for Gemini? Show me that Gemini sexual energy, please. Show me Gemini. Ah, there we go. Six of Wands. Oh, the Lovers, that's you, honey. Oh, you feeling yourself. Literally, that's the definition of feeling yourself. Ooh. Shared, Four of Swords. Oh, yeah. Judgment. And the Stars. Okay. The Fool. The Eight of Wands, and the Seven of Swords. Okay, look, you were feeling some kind of way. Let's make that clear. Six of Wands plus your power card, the Lovers. Like I said, you feeling some sort of way. Now, let's talk about ego. Ego, like all human characteristics and traits, is something we all have inherently. You can either use it positively or negatively. There is healthy ego that is very much responsible for keeping you alive. And then there's unhealthy ego that very much can dissolve who we are as people, okay? Now, where your ego is, I don't know. But I'm telling you right now, you were feeling some kind of way where you feel very good about yourself. Like super, super good about yourself. So I don't know, honey. I don't know if you had an energy drink. I don't know, because your energy is like, whoo, way up here. You're like, I'm feeling myself. And it's good. And I'm gonna be honest with you. You're preening a little bit. Preening, peacocking. Again, hopefully it's healthy in that respect of, I'm getting back out there. I want my energy to be seen. I have sexual energy. I am that Gemini. I am that creature. I am sexually feeling it. Like it is. It feels like you have been this in tune with your sexual energy in a long time. You get your flirt on. You have your particular presentation going on, how you present to others, because this is high visibility, 6 of Wands, plus your own particular energy that suggests, yes, I feel good about me these days. And there is something here that you feel very driven towards emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and sexually. Ding, ding, ding. I know that you feel connected to it. So it's not just you feeling really good about yourself. No. Spiritually, you want to connect with somebody who you have a very strong inclination could be like you in all these ways. It makes you very excited. The prospect of it makes you very excited. I can see it too with the 4 swords shared. I'm going to save that real quick. We're going to get back to the 4 swords. We'll talk about it. For those of you familiar, you already know. And you're like, yeah. Let's jumping over here. Judgment, the star. Ooh. I don't know where this person is connected to you, but the spiritual piece of it, the mental piece of it, and emotional piece of it, and the sexual piece of it is way up here. Like my hand's out of frame at this point. It's up here. I got 2 people here who would love to be each other's desire and or wish fulfillment for the long term, not just the short term. You're showing me high levels of short term. This is how it's making me feel right now, and they're driving me crazy. The other person's like spiritual lessons, understanding the connectivity, the desires burning in them, the hope, that sense of navigation is being led to you, or you're being led to them. I don't know when the occurrence will happen. That's a little bit further out. I do know that you two, it seems what I would use the word inevitable. It seems like an inevitable meeting, crossover, something, but it requires a little more preparation. You're not there yet. Here's what's interesting. I don't know how you two don't know each other, because the fantasy component between you two, when you're in your own respective spaces, is on point. So the 4 swords in intimate tarot is masturbation, which is perfectly normal. It's healthy. Everybody should do it. Okay. Again, it helps us self-regulate, okay, against our own body's needs and how we react to it, never mind how we would express it in theory or otherwise to someone else. So everything begins with the self. The more comfortable you are with your own sense of sexuality, so much the better. And you're like, that's not a problem for me. I self-regulate often to the idea of this person. And that's one of the reasons why my energy goes, whoop, cool, totally cool. They in their own way as well. But they are still kind of tied up in lessons about hopes, desires, and a sense of navigation and where their sexual energy is supposed to take them. In other words, they haven't crossed over to your timeline just yet. Even if you knew this person once upon a time, and I don't know how else that would be the case, why would you two be intimately connected in terms of masturbation then? Because that's what's shared between you two. Unless, of course, you're so inspired by someone you have yet to meet, but you can feel their energy. You could make an argument for that. I'm not gonna. Don't get me wrong, you can have an intimate sense of self on your own about someone you've never met, but you're kind of feeling like they're out there. Okay, fine. It's just that's a little too vague. It's a little too out there for me. This is so specific, at least how you react. And they have a sense of drive that they're still coming to terms with about their connection to you. And in other words, I just don't think this is some vague mystery man or mystery woman. It don't sit right. It don't sit right. Anyway, I can tell that you are each other's private thoughts. And this is in your own time. It's not that it's constant. You shouldn't be doing this 24/7. I'm just saying, when you're on your own and you reflect and it's a quiet space, and yeah, it's a non-issue for either one of you. Definitely a non-issue for you. You're like, I know who it is, and I know what it looks like. Thank you. Now, let's jump on down a little further out. The Fool, 8 of Wands, 7 of Swords. Someone is reluctant here to open up, to take a risk. It's either you or it's them. Now, where they are, they're off in space, technically. They are still having very serious questions about themselves, their sense of spiritual direction, sexual direction when it comes to you. What does it even all mean? Should I allow myself to be guided towards this? What is it with that Gemini? Or Gemini may not be your dominant, by the way, but just FYI. It's such upper level activity. But then again, yeah. Is Gemini like your rising? Maybe your Pluto placement? I don't know. Anyway, if Pluto moves so slowly, probably not. But still, anyway, I don't want to get caught up in that. I will get lost to it. Anyway, there's still so much they are tuning in about why they feel led to you. Why do they feel sexually desirous of you? And what are the lessons behind all that? I don't know where they are on planet Earth, but their spiritual essence is high. And it's one of the things that you find attractive about them, by the way. But I said it just doesn't feel like some mystery, vague man or woman. But the Fool, 8 of Wands, 7 of Swords, is someone trying to open up with the Fool. To take a leap of faith, to take a risk, spiritually, sexually. It's words here. 8 of Wands is words in this context. To open up, to use one's words. Someone is showing me reluctance, 7 of Swords. Will that hold indefinitely? I don't know. Probably not. It's reluctance for now. So there's that sense of, if I open up to this, when is a good time? I don't know if there's ever a good time, honey. Let's check out the advice. Perhaps they will show us. Whenever we feel like we no longer have to hesitate out of insecurities or fears, but we know it's absolutely correct for us. We feel it despite those insecurities and or fears. Okay. That song, Can't Stop the Feeling. Yeah, it's you can't stop the feeling. And you can't really stop the thoughts, but with the thoughts come the fears and the doubts and the insecurities, and they take over the conversation. So it's really hard to hear what's naturally being felt on the inside. So I don't know how long that 7 of Swords is going to hold out, given what I've seen here that precedes it. To me, it looks like a dam that's going to burst. That's my professional opinion. I don't know, it's my sexual opinion on the interpretation, but that one could also be it. It fits. That's what she said. Yeah, a dam bursting forth. That could also apply. If these two ever got to connect. Yeah, I can see that. Let's get some advice, please. The Queen of Swords. The Knights. Everybody's getting that Knight of Pentacles, and there's the stars again. The Ace of Cups. Ah. It's interesting. This person has had to do a job to tell themselves quite a bit. And I think that they believe it, that they're no longer emotionally invested in you. And if they can't be emotionally invested in you, then they shouldn't be attracted to you either. That's a very strict dialogue this person has had with themselves, and it reveals a little bit more about who they are and where they're coming from. I understand this. It's in that respect of intellectually, I recognize that I have emotionally distanced myself from this, possibly even walked away from it. Therefore, or ergo, I should not be desiring it. And yet, despite that, no matter how slowly, their sexual energy still heads in your direction. That's what they struggle with. So that would explain judgment then, about why they experience their sexual energy, specifically as it relates to their hopes and their desire. Still feels like it points towards you in a very large-scale way, but they've already had that discussion that they're not emotionally checked into you anymore. That they're not supposed to be emotionally invested in you anymore, and they've been quite firm on that. So what's interesting here, what lingers then for this person, is that they still are attracted to you. They still have a very strong sense of desire attached to you that points towards you. But what they struggle with is this emotional distance piece. I am no longer emotionally available towards Gemini, or I'm no longer emotionally open towards Gemini. I made that decision, so they're still learning from it. You understand? They're still learning. This is an active learning process from this person. It's something they struggle with. If it was basic attraction like Ace of Wands, or even worse, the Page of Wands, little guy wouldn't have a chance. But it's the star choice for this person. So it's a little bit more than I get off to the idea of you. It's a little more than that. They still very much desire you. They don't understand why. Even while they're emotionally distant from you. It could be a safety protocol on this person's part. I don't feel emotionally bonded to you. I don't feel emotionally safe with you. I don't feel emotionally anchored to you. Why would my sexual energy still be tied to you? That's interesting. A little bit more about this person's thought process. So, who comes forward? I still don't know. I have no idea. If you're the one who's feeling this certain kind of way and you got the bravado to back it up, perhaps it's you. This person, though, they don't seem to have any more answers. So I wouldn't say it was them, to be honest with you. I don't know. I really don't think it's them. They just don't seem to have any more answers. They're just working through something that currently they have no influence with. Not yours either, not at the moment. I don't know. Perhaps you need to interject in some way to break up their thoughts. Or to give this person reason to stop, turn around and look at you. I don't know. I'm not saying it's your responsibility. I just don't think it's them. They're two out there in space, consulting me, myself, and I, and nothing's breaking up the thought. So perhaps give them something to think about, I suppose. That's what I'm saying. There's that sense of distance. It's away from you. It's away from you physically. It could be physical distance. It's just that's not what I'm leaning towards. Number 3. In the journey. I mean, it keeps showing me distance. Could it be physical distance? Yeah. It just doesn't fit the bill. I feel like this person has taken many journeys away from you, spiritually, emotionally, and sexually. They keep trying to distance themselves from you emotionally. And the last thing they're really struggling with are some major components. The spiritual connection, the sexual emotional connection too. Not the... How they keep telling themselves with their mind to keep them distance from you. Is it literally keep their distance from you? And that will help with the emotional piece, right? And there's some truth in that. God, that one's irritating me so much. If I just keep my distance from that situation, the emotional piece will soften and it will continue to disconnect. But then why do they have such a big attachment to you in spiritual, mental, sexual areas too? Huh. That's what I'm saying. You two feel so close. Somebody's grown their community endeavors quite well, very successfully, almost exotic. It's beautiful. Not anyone can do it. Community, a lot of people can develop communities. That's a Ten of Pentacles vibe. It's a good job. Good job for anybody. But then there's the rarity, the hothouse flower, 20. Not just anybody can grow a community the way somebody did. It looks exotic. It's beautiful. And it's under observation, well guarded. Not many can actually participate in it intimately, but they can see it externally. So somebody here is very artistic, very much into their community, or they have developed something that very few can attempt, but many can benefit from. You understand? But it also says close. This person goes out of their way to avoid you, or you go out of your way to avoid them. Try not to cross each other's circles, do you? 39, 23, 10. Yeah, that's part of the emotional distancing, but they still reflect on you a great deal. I will say this. Don't connect to this person words-wise, or any sort of words, unless you know you have something to say. Because If this person is this adamant in keeping their emotional distance from you in order to make things easier, then that means, that would explain that star. They're deeply attached to you. And they feel that they shouldn't be, and that they have to keep their distance. So don't speak to this person unless you know you have something to say. That's all. Because I don't see them turning around and talking to you. There's that, I have to keep my distance. Or I'll go back into it, because that star, like I said, is so much stronger than the Ace of Wands and so on. So whatever it is that they desired for you before or felt for you before, they would feel in danger then of resuming those same feelings. Especially if someone has to go out of their way to keep their distance from the other person. Okay. That's the only thing that makes sense, guys. It's the only thing that makes sense here. Triumph. We triumphed over this person's energy, their heart, their sexual attraction. Somebody was chosen. They were picked, if you will, like the apple, over this male's member. The female picked this one. Triumph, sense of triumph. Success where others have failed. There's that sense right there of being seen. Yeah, it's got a little bit of ego. That one picked me. Or I know that they would pick me. Or you have experience with this person having picked you where others have failed. They attract many, but only one's chosen. There's that sense of triumph here. Number 9. It's a choice. A person chose once upon a time. Also 6 of Cups here, nostalgia. It was a choice. To be chosen kind of makes us feel high, doesn't it? Makes us feel very high to know we're chosen by someone of high value, or many people compete for this person's attention. They chose me. And there's a sense of triumph in that. Oh, yeah, that's enough to make anybody giddy or feel very high, intoxicated. But it's obviously more than that. Obviously, it's more than that. Yes, there's that superficial sense of, ha-ha, triumph now. But this person has a sense of long-term, what does this mean? What does it say about me that I have to keep myself away? Because we're afraid we'll still desire and choose you again. That's why. That has to be. Emphasize of choice here. Choice is a big deal to this person. Okay. We have the letter S. We have the letter Y. Everybody's getting these, I promise you. Can you see this? I don't know if you can appreciate the depth of these terms, but there's a lot. Okay, a lot. And everybody's gotten the big masculine glasses, honey. Everybody. Okay. Glasses are a thing in this one. I got you. We have the medallions of Aries, you, Gemini, and Capricorn, ambitious, but all in the reverse. The keywords here being courageous, ambitious, and intelligent. Somebody meets these criteria. Did I say S and Y? Well, I'll say it again. Letters S and Y. Gemini, honey, I hope this helped you. This one was really interesting. Very interesting. I do hope it helped you. Take care. Be well. Libra, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What's going on? Show me that Libra. Sexual energy. Show me Libra. What's going on for Libra? Okay. 3 of Swords. Page of Pentacles. Okay. 4 of Swords right there in the middle. Who had that? Gemini, and I promise you I shuffle these many, many times in between takes. It's meant to be. Page of Pentacles, 3 of Swords shared between you, 4 of Swords, 5 of Cups, 7 of Swords. Okay. 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 Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Cups, and the King of Wands. All right. We're definitely going to need to get advice because I want you to get to that space. I do. But it's going to be further out. More time is needed. And it may not be with this person, guys. Whatever this is, it's so low functioning. Bums me out. They can't all be fun. They can't all be Margaritaville. They can't all be fun, sexy times. You know, so take it as I say, if it's not yours, cool. Bye. Check your other placements. Okay, this is for some Libra somewhere who needs to see it. 3 of Swords, Page of Pentacles. You're not investing in your sexual energy so much these days because you're too much heartbroken. You're literally the definition of not feeling it. You feel rejected in your sexual energy, or you feel the need to reject other in their sexual energy. The point is that you're not investing in it. You don't feel it. You literally don't feel like it. And frankly, there are some notes here of betrayal. How far that goes, I don't know. Perhaps they'll show me an advice. Okay, but you would know. All right. But if there is, it's very low. It's a very low value. And the Four of Swords stands between you two. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. Five of Cups, Seven of Swords. Someone here is somewhere else. Mentally, emotionally. I have someone here focusing on the loss of something. But it's not discussed, not openly. Someone's sexual energy isn't necessarily aimed at you, and I think you feel that. And I think that's why you feel rejected. It's like, why should I invest in them? They're not investing in me. And I get it, because they do seem to be in hurt. They do seem to be in pain. They're not opening up about it. And their sexual energy is not necessarily pointed at you. It's pointed at the loss of something. Now, I could say that they're upset about the loss of sexual energy they share with you. I'm not saying it that way, because you feel too rejected. They feel like they're somewhere else, that they're mourning something else. They're mourning something else that was lost. And if that's where they are, then I am sorry. But the Four of Swords, it's kind of like your sexual energy. Four of Swords, by the way, in Intimate Tarot is masturbation, which is perfectly normal, perfectly healthy, and it gives us a sense of self-regulation when it comes to our own sexual energies, which, again, a good thing. It's a healthy practice. But where you take it is yours, if at all, and where they take it is somewhere else. It's not about each other, not that I can see. And I think that's where I'm getting those notes from you about betrayal, that you know that their intimate energies, even when they're alone or by themselves, it's not pointed at you. You don't feel like they're desiring you, even on their alone time, or fantasizing about you in their downtime, and you're not so much towards them either. This person has not let you in to their thoughts about why they are mourning and regretful and sad and missing someone's energy emotionally or sexually, so that's problematic. In that respect of that's enough to make anyone feel like they're experiencing betrayals, because you know their thoughts and therefore sexual energy seem to linger on something else that's missing. Yeah, it's going to feel like betrayal. And why the hell would you be inspired to give more for that reason, or try to understand it? And I don't know how much you're putting into your alone time in terms of intimate energies for yourself with that Four of Swords, the masturbation energy. I don't know. Perhaps not. Perhaps you don't feel so inspired, and I don't blame you. Okay. I don't know what's going on, but I do know you feel wounded or betrayed because someone else's mind is not on you these days, or what they're mourning or feeling that they have lost doesn't seem to have much to do with you. And that's going to feel like a betrayal. I don't know if this person is just feeling so down that their sexual energy isn't applied to you at all, or themselves. That could be it as well. Point is that you don't know, because they kind of feel like a stranger. They keep their thoughts to themselves, but you know they're upset. They're just not saying it. It's like, honey, are you upset? No, I'm not. That's it. It gets shut down. You don't have much room to do anything with that kind of information, because it's not information. You know there's more to it, right? So this is where we really don't need to wait around for the other person to better explain to us why they're upset. If you've asked once, you got shut down. You ask again, a couple days, maybe a week later, you get shut down again. Okay. It's going to be time to do more inward reflection for you and what's going on for you and what you're experiencing, instead of just feeling helpless to this or victim to this. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Cups, King of Wands, in time, and I'm in time, I see something that is loving and romantic, warm and embracing, all the best elements, between high levels of love and emotional loyalty to high levels of passion and passionate loyalty, the best of both worlds. But it's fast forwarded over time. With who? I don't know. The same person? Have you both gotten back into a place where you recognize each other and love each other and give yourselves freely to each other? I hope so. Is this new? Is this the same person, but with much time having passed, where they've had a chance to heal, you've had a chance to heal? but you're in much more recognized, respective emotional states of love and tranquility and passion that's shared. Okay, let's get some advice for you. I'd like to know. Very much. I honestly don't know what's going on with this person. I just know that if they have sexual energy, it's not aimed at you. And you feel like it's not being invested in at all. And so in a weird way, not in a weird way, but in indirect ways, what I mean to say, you feel rejected because it doesn't seem to be a subject at all between you two. So if you've once, okay, twice, okay, and now it's time to start having more talks with yourself about what's going on. And how can this be approached? Because this whole I'm hurting on my own thing, okay, sometimes we do need to hurt on our own. I'm a very private person when I'm hurt, right? I'm not going to just share it with anybody. It takes time. But if you're with somebody and you understand there's supposed to be something there that suggests intimate, you should be able to tell me, and it's not being revealed. Letting one alone to sort things out for themselves is only going to stand for so long, okay? It's eventually going to have to be addressed. All right. Let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice, please. Two of Swords, you're uncertain. Seven of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Five of Wands. I see part of you is hesitating to address this because you can't help but wonder, and I know I hinted at it at the opening, but without more here to work with, I have a certain level of responsibility about what I should say and how I should say it or propose it. So the advice then is pointing out what I felt was the most obvious form of interpretation there on the opening, and that the reason why you try not to think about it too much, or frankly you don't know how to address it, is because you can't help but wonder, are they emotionally and sexually contemplating or mourning someone else? Was there conflict here in the sexual energies? Was it cut out? Are they still open towards this person romantically and it has nothing to do with you? And you don't know if it's your right to speak to that or tap into it or express that. Is that just fear? Is that just fear in your mind? If you identify this situation at all as some sort of partnership where it's indeed supposed to be a partnership, then the truth needs to come forward. Otherwise, your fears will never be abated. In fact, they will just deepen. So I don't know if this is a long-standing concern that you felt like you were just silently suffering over, but I have to agree here with the advice. You might be confused over this subject, and you may not feel like you know what to do, but that's all the more reason why you can address it, and you can do it without attacking or accusing. I know it's so hard for people to believe that you can bring up a difficult subject without attacking someone. I'm here to tell you, you can bring up a difficult subject without attacking anybody, because I don't want to come across as accusatory. You're not. You're concerned. And if that's what's on your mind, then you should be concerned. So again, if you are in a connection where you understand you're supposed to be safe and have a voice, you should be able to bring these things up no matter how quote-unquote uncomfortable it gets. If you can't bring up uncomfortable subjects with your partner, are they even your partner? The same is true for positive sexual energy. I want to do things to you that might shock people. Is that okay? Well, if you're in a healthy partnership, they'll be like, well, what are you thinking about? And if it's a not healthy relationship, you'll be like, no, freak. Okay, one is healthy, one isn't. The point is the first one's open to listening instead of just shutting it down. So take that same example and apply it to a difficult subject. I see that you have been upset and kind of acting like you're not, but sometimes I think when we have a moment for intimacy, things get shut down, and it seems like you go into a space where I'm not allowed to come in, emotionally otherwise, and I can't help but wonder about this, that, and the other, and does it point in this direction? You know, I've been afraid to talk to you about this, but I can't say it's not on my mind either. Okay? Because right now it's so tentative, so low profile, there's not enough information here for you to clear up your thoughts and fears around the subject. So I don't think this has been broached. And if it has, then it's time to reapproach it. And if you have, and you're still missing information, then you have an answer, it's just not the one you want. Or it has not been progressive enough in its healing. So if you are this concerned about open feelings that were competitive sexually or emotionally, and you don't know if you have a right to bring that up, yes, you do. Okay? And yes, you do. All right? So in time then, Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Cups, King of Wands, I'm going to go ahead and take a crack at this, that things have settled down but developed further, emotionally as well as passionately towards each other. Okay? I did not see anything new, quote unquote, hit the scene. I'm thinking here that the both of you work through this and resolve this, because you might be wrong, honey. That's the whole point of bringing it up. Your fears? It could be unfounded, but you won't know that till we bring it up. All right? I'm not saying the work's all on you. I'm saying somebody's got to get this started. And you're the one who's saying you don't know, so you don't know if you should bring it up. Yeah, you should. That's the first thing you should do. All right? The family tree, sudden wealth, you're saying that there is a lifetime here of coin, pentacle, and it wasn't sudden. It was planned, deepened, rooted, developed over time. Careful cultivation. There was nothing sudden about the wealth of the community you have with this, the family, the roots, the legacy, the family tree. Okay? This was no jackpot thing. You can't have a jackpot with a tree and its roots. It takes years, ages, and decades to develop. So while it is stable, it didn't happen overnight. And that's what you're thinking of. These fears I have, are they more deeply rooted? And then let's weigh that against what we know and what's been developed and carefully cultivated over time. You're concerned. You're concerned about the legacy. And there's little things here that you have observed over a long period of time about this person and what they experience with or without you being present or witness. You're saying things just don't add up. I've seen clues like this before. Number 44. Again, and you wonder if it's being overly harsh or overly critical. Not if you have enough observation here. Little things that add up and then little things that don't add up. You know? I don't know. Me personally, I'm all about the little things, guys. Again, we can have a conversation with somebody and not attack. All right? And I think that's why you're showing me hesitation. You don't want to approach this like you have absolute proof that something's bad or whatever. No, it's not like that. It's not like that. I don't think so. I think you have a lot of little concerns that have added up over time based on years of experience and observation that have led you up to this point, but also for that same reason, hesitation, because you don't have absolute proof. So again, all the more reason, stop with the Two of Swords and say, hey, I've noticed these things. And I know we've tried to talk about it before, but it's still a concern. Okay? And see, people wonder what the heck sexual tarot is about. They don't know it's going to be all that. Yeah, sometimes it is all that. You know, that's why we're here. Oh, excuse me if you hear my tummy. I am hungry. Feelings. 5, the expression of feelings, the exploration of feelings. There's something here about the feelings. You know that they're deep, you know that they're present, and you know that they're off, but they're not being expressed. Okay. And we've been waiting, and there's a sense of freedom. Do they want to go? Are they thinking of someone else? You know, why do I feel like I'm waiting for them to understand if they want to be free from this? Or if I can be free from this, can I just cut this out? Can I let this go? Is it about the past? Is someone being reminiscent of someone else? And when did that happen? We got to stop waiting, honey. It's time to have a discussion. Waiting can only get us so much so far. And you have to think about it. If we want to start healing something, we have to get out of that sense of passivity and hanging back, because healing is an active process. It is active. Even if it's temperance and it takes time, it's still active. But you cannot heal what we do not address. So again, I'm not saying it's on you. What I'm saying is somebody's got to get this started. It sucks. I don't want to be in this position of I don't know what to do. I'm too afraid or scared to voice my fears and doubts and suspicions. You mean you're being a human? With your normal human processes? How dare you? It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's not enough to wait, guys. And no. Let's be active participants here. You don't want all this shit kicking around in your head, do you? No, it's not worth it. It's not. We have the big heart here, out of fear of love. We have the letter A. We have the bat in the upright, wanting to hone in on this. This is our partner. This is our mate. We're trying to tune into their particular signal. Waiting is not going to help with that. In fact, that's just going to make things worse. To be like the bat, it has to be part of the intuitive process. Okay, the big star, the hope, the desire, the dream, and then that symbol of Aquarius for some of you. And then we have the zombie in reverse and upside down. We don't know what the heck's going on because we have proof of movement, but things don't seem to change, right? Yeah, I understand. Like someone's been in a funk, and while there's signs of life there, it doesn't seem to get better. It's valid. Okay, Libra, honey, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Taurus, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What is going on? For Taurus, show me that Taurus sexual energy, please. What's going on for Taurus? Oh, goodness. Six of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Yeah, okay. Who else had that dead center reading? I want to say it was Aquarius. So if you have Aquarius in your chart, perhaps check those out. Okay. Page of Swords and the Magician. Well, if it helps you, I'm not impressed with it either. Page of Cups, the Empress, the Sun. That's better. Okay. Well, your sexual energy is like arrivederci. No, it's like in a Taurus, long, long ago, far, far away. You know, I used to have sexual energy towards this. Not so much these days. And there's a reflection here, Six of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune. In fact, it's incredibly simple without clarification. I can't really push the subject further, but basically I'm looking at a Taurus that says, I should have left this a long time ago. And it's not just a mental thought, it's a spiritual feeling too, with the Wheel of Fortune there. And the Six of Swords is the kind of mental resignation of it, the calmness of the waters here, with having finally accepted a thought, and now we're going to move away from a particular direction, move away from a particular flow, feeling, action, all that stuff. And it's done so calmly with a lot of hindsight there, but it's like, man, I should have left this a long time ago, sexually otherwise. Six of Swords, you know, first card down, it always brings to mind that old thought, okay, what are you leaving behind? But also, P.S., where are you going? Because it's both. It's dual, as most cards are. It has more than one meaning. There's an idea of where you were coming from, what you're leaving behind, right? And that you probably should have done it a long time ago, reached for different shores, sexually otherwise, a long time ago. Okay. Towers in between you and someone else. It looks to me, honey, like there weren't much to tower. But knowing you, that was probably you putting your energetic foot down that says, well, no going backsies. I understand. Page of Swords, the Magician. There really wasn't much here. It sucks when I see somebody show me the Magician, but it's in sexual tarot, and it's on such an unsupported concept such as the Page of Swords would present. I mean, it's literally the definition of not much to work with. And that's fine. It's just, I don't know why it was there at all. Or it wasn't for a long time, maybe. The Magician says, I want something. Excuse me. There is some sort of a profession there. I want something, but the Page of Swords says, do I though? It's too small, it's too minuscule, it's not even a blip on someone's sexual radar, so it's kind of like spinning the bottle, but not in the fun way, It just spin it around, but even if it lands on you, there's not much to work with. So even if they put their sexual energy towards you, it was in the smallest of ways, barely recognized as a conscious thought, never mind an actual conceivable action. So it's kind of like an admission. I should probably know that I want more from this experience, but I can't develop into that thought, never mind the feeling. You see what I'm saying? So that Page of Swords is just going to be all shoulders. I guess I should be sexually interested in you or putting that energy out there towards you, but I'm just not. Is it enough that the bottle pointed in your direction briefly? No, it wasn't. It just wasn't, honey. So this, I don't know where they are from you, but stay that way. Because the Tower here, it suggests, harkening back to your opening, I should have left this a long time ago. It's like you're saying, I know what I'm leaving behind now. I wish it had occurred to me much sooner. Or I had accepted it, probably more to the point with you. I wish I had accepted that much sooner. I knew what the stakes were. I knew what it was. I knew what it wasn't. Not much to work with there, yeah? So the Tower in sexual tarot, guys, it can have a couple meanings. In sexual energy, it's the height of an orgasm. It's like, oh, this is earth-shattering. This has destroyed my brain. It has melted my body. It's the the clouds are parting. The sun's coming through. It's like, and we're just overwhelmed with it. We're so overwhelmed with it. The brain's tingling, this kind of thing. Or it stands its original tarot interpretation in that it's destroyed. The illusion's destroyed. This had to come down. It was a faulty tower. Yeah. And that's what I'm looking at here. Again, it's the hindsight. It's like I knew, and why did it take me so long to accept it and then therefore act on it? I don't know, but you would. Okay? Point is that you're not lost to it now. And that's frankly all I care about. People can know. I know. You ever hear that? I know. But until we accept what we know and hear and overall comprehend, we won't do anything. We just won't. And it's so frustrating because human beings are like that. And somebody somewhere had to come up with the expression, ignorance isn't an excuse. Right? Because it isn't. It's on us to act on what we know. But man, it can take a hell of a process before we're prepared to do it. And all you're showing me is hindsight. I should have done this a long time ago. There weren't much to work with here. To keep you anchored to it, 3D, emotionally anchored towards it in the heart, mentally anchored to it up here, sexually anchored to it. I think you got it. Now, let's talk about further out. Talk about flipping the switch. That's good. That's why I'm happy for you today. Page of Cups, the Empress, the Sun. Oh, yes, honey. Yes. Let's take yes. Now that is gorgeous. Now that is fulfilling. That is sexually satisfying, loving, warm, generous, stable, and exclusive. So the Page of Cups, the Empress, the Sun. You know what your worth is, yeah? The Empress and the Emperor and sexual tarot, empowerment, yes, sexual empowerment. This is part of who I am. This is me. This is how I love somebody. And when I choose someone, because they're all about choice, it's exclusive and it needs to be of my equal. So you're showing me exclusivity of your sexual energy and it needs to be of your equal. In other words, my sexuality is part of my identity. And I don't think I've understood that for a long time. You're like, you lost tune with it, you're out of touch with it. But your sexual energy is part of what makes you you. And you made that very clear. So we're connected to somebody who doesn't get it, or they weren't on your same value or wavelength for a long time. But a big part of you never forgot it. Not really. You never fully relinquished it or parted ways with it. You understand your sexual energy is for you. Look how comfortable you are with your body, how you express yourself. Okay? And when we know these things about ourselves, it's along for the ride, always, or it should be. And stepping back into it's just like that lovely warm bath, which was my first inclination, just surrounded by this all the time. And it's warm and it's cleansing because it's empowering. And when it's empowering, we can't take that knowledge back, and we shouldn't want to. We're going to want our equal. And look at that, the sun's out for you now. Feeling a lot warmer in your sexual energies. I have a feeling there is someone here who shares that care with you. I don't know what it is, but your heart's opening towards it. It's like I haven't felt this right in a long time. So I don't know what it is that you're feeling so right with. Oh, but you're starting to unfold like a gorgeous, gorgeous flower, honey. It's very warm, it's very inviting, and it feels reciprocated. Oh, kissing at sunset. Isn't that just gorgeous? There's something about that that's symbolically powerful. Not a kiss at night. It's so easy. Kiss during the day, but at sunset, it hits different. Let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice, please. I don't know where that detail came from. Just it either applies or it doesn't. Let's get some advice, please. Gorgeous sexual being you are, but knowing your worth, exclusive, choice of equal. Okay? Those are the key takeaways with the Empress there. Let's get some advice, please. Gosh, I don't know where you are in this. I just know there's no going back now. So that's good. Let's get some advice, please. The Emperor. Excuse me. Ace of Swords, the Knights of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. Yes, you're ready. Yes, you're ready. And there's the equal in there. Of course there's the equal in there. Those two. God, those two are just dying to find each other. Not because it's easy, because it's hard. Right? Understanding your equal, how to identify them. What does that even mean? What does it even look like? I'm not used to that. I'm kind of used to basic selection process and hoping it works out. No, I mean, when you operate at a higher frequency, you tend to get more selective about who you allow in your life and who you don't, right? And when these two find each other, oh, it's beautiful. This person also believes and operates by the rules of choice. I know what I'm worth. I know what my value is. And I see that reflected in you. Ergo, I choose you. Now, I have someone here who has a ready heart, Ace of Cups. Ready, open, ripe, wanting to share. There is hesitation there around the sexual energy. It's not up for display right away with this person. In other words, they're commanding of it. All right? That means that they are aware of their sexual energy, but they're not certain about whether or not they can put that out right away. Okay? So in other words, this person is showing me control, specifically with how they express themselves sexually. That's a very important feature to whomever this is. So they're putting the value of love forward first. Okay? The cup must runneth over for this person. And while the sexual energy is important to them, they also feel the need to not necessarily demonstrate it on the forefront. Okay, so again, that harkens back to control. Sense of self-worth once more. It just feels warm, though. I see you opening up a little bit, not letting everything out right away either. But I like how you unfold warmly to this, because it's like when two equals recognize each other, right? It's gorgeous. That's beautiful. I don't know how long this will take. I wish I did, darling, but I just do not know. I just know that the process will have begun for you when you energetically and mentally understand there's no going back. Okay? That's it. That's all I really have. Okay? Community. Now, surprise, surprise. Ten of Pentacles there. Some of you are very involved into your 3D energies, what you have managed to create or co-create with family, friends, career-wise, who it affects and why, who you're tied to and why. Absolutely. It's beautiful, and that takes a long process. Some of you are well thought of in your communities. People look to you. You guide, you shape, you help create the realities. Concern, 33, the mature man. Yeah, there is a heavy sense of masculine energy coming from these oracles here. And there's that sense right here again of empowerment, knowing one's worth. You've thought about this many, many times. In fact, this is, to an extent, one of your power cards in this deck, the Mature Man, but number 5 specifically with the Hierophant here. Some of you might identify as someone who is middle-aged or a little bit older, and you think about these things a great deal. Concern about the community. What does this mean? What you're involved in and why. Where does it take you? Your legacy, right? These are the things that preoccupy your mind. You don't do things lightly. That's what I'm getting right here. Strong sense of developed self, maturity, what I do and why. So you take things like this very seriously. Okay? You're not an easily swayed Taurus. Why would you be? Okay? You have a lot going on for you. You have a concern here of self-image and how you are perceived in your community. So you have a lot of upstanding questions. Again, your superpowers are for you first and foremost. I want you to take these same reflection skills and turn them back on you. My life personally, does it reflect what I would put into my 3D outer world, my community? Can I honestly look at myself and say I perceive myself the same way that others would perceive me? Do I have my equal in this life? Am I certain of that? You put a lot of care and concern to everyone else. Make sure you point that same level of skill at you. Everything begins with the self. Okay? You have that in spades here. 5, 33, 39. I know you've worked very hard. You made a huge emphasis on that, honey. So if you are that person who has spent a lifetime building your foundation, accumulating a certain sense of status, resources, etc., you deserve it equal, don't you think? So if you're telling me you're not going back, you should have done this sooner, stand by that, because you're worth it. All right. Goodness gracious. Forgiveness, number 23. Forgiveness on the line. Forgiveness. How that relates. Forgive me, I have to leave this behind. I should have done it a long time ago, and it's hard for me to understand that. Never mind, act on it. Forgiveness. There could be a future bonding of act of contrition, apology, forgiveness in the future between yourself and this connection. Who is your equal? I don't know. That's very specific. I don't think I've seen that one in a long time. Number 23, forgiveness. Forgiveness to yourself, or because this is what I'm talking about. We all pay the bill at the end of the day for the interest. Forgiveness to yourself for not acting on this sooner when you knew better, right? They shoulda, coulda, wouldas. It starts with us too. Taurus, honey, I'm sorry it took us so long to realize this. I'm sorry we didn't develop this part of our life sooner, or see it for what it was sooner, or act on it sooner. We were busy building a lifetime, a legacy, right? It was easy to get lost to those particular shadows. We had a lot of opportunity to build the nooks and crannies to have the shadows, so on and so forth. I don't want to get too lost in the metaphor, but you understand what I mean. Nostalgia, number 26. Yeah, it's easy for you to get lost in that. This is how it used to be. Intimate, romantic. We got lost in the nostalgia. Maybe one day Rome will rise again, right? No pun intended. Don't get me wrong, these cards all have little signs and symbols attached to them. I just noticed the crescent moon for you for some reason. Who knows? Perhaps you'll know more by the next crescent moon. I don't want to keep pressing. It's interesting. I know, honey. I got it, baby. I got it. I understand. Forgiveness of the self, the situation, a potential apology, something I can't see in future. Leaving, number 19. Surrendering to this. Leaving. Surrendering to the idea someone is clearly leaving. The other person does not protest. The sun and the moon here no longer meet. Okay. Leaving, number 19 and 31. Okay, I got it. We have the letter K, M, your particular symbol as the bull, direct. Some of your Taurus direct, okay? Oh, you might be a double, triple Taurus. Oh, my. It would make me nervous. No, it's like, oh, boy, could this get any more standoffish? When I worked with double, triple Tauruses before, it happens. And then the big star, big hopes, dreams, ambitions, wanting more for yourself, wishing more for yourself, desiring more for yourself, based again once more on how you would navigate your life. And do keep in mind, it's not just how others would perceive you, but how would you perceive you at the end of your life. Yeah? Taurus, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Virgo, welcome to your intimate tarot reading. What's going on? Show me Virgo and their sexual energy. Show me Virgo. Show me Virgo. Interesting. I don't know why. I just do what they tell me. 3 of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. Tentative. 8 of Swords in between. The Magician. Ace of Cups. Don't do it unless you know you want it, honey. That's all I can tell you for right now. Let's keep going. 3 of Wands. The Ace of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles. Very solid. That's what you hope for. A solid, strong beginning that has legacy behind it. I understand. 3 of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. You're feeling some sort of way about somebody that you would call friend, and we'll say that for now. 3 of Pentacles. It's frustrating because to me it makes perfect sense, but people very much rush to put categories and labels on it to better define it. 3 of Pentacles, we call it friendship if you must. Colleague, acquaintance, somebody if we've worked with before. Bare minimum, I'm willing to put something into this. We'll call it friendship for now. Right? But the Knight of Cups is attached to it. You feel a very soft way towards a friend. Okay? Romantically, vulnerably, and sexually too. That's all part of the romantic thing with the Knight of Cups, is that it's all kind of there in a vulnerable way. But the expression so far has come out, cooperative, please cooperate, friendship. Can we try to build on this, please? It's coming from a good place in me, Knight of Cups. It is. It's coming from a good place in me. I promise. I promise. And I believe you. But so far, sexual energy is not the forefront towards this person. It's more like emotional expression, you know, again, softer, more love, more romantic, more vulnerable. But there's this idea of it's 3 of Pentacles, though. Okay. Yeah, it starts as a springboard. And like I say it all the time, you start at the 3 of Pentacles, see if it will grow or expand. And then its definition will change. 8 of Swords is shared between you two. We'll get back to that. Over here, the Magician, the Ace of Cups, this person is manifesting love, new love. Okay. And they are putting the heart forward above all else. The sense of love that's ready and open, ready to be cracked open, basically. As I will often say, when the cup becomes so full, it breaks off and has to become 2. So that's exactly where this person is. They are primed and ready for love. To be blasted open by it, to splash around in it, to take a big old drink off that cup. But they are manifesting it, so there's sexual energies in this as well. But first and foremost, they emphasize love. Okay, it has to be the real deal, a real opportunity in love. Otherwise, they're not going to be interested. That's all I know. Now, the 8 of Swords is shared. There's some blindness here from the both of you. Perhaps you don't know this about this person. Perhaps they don't know that about you, that you would like to put forward some sort of emotionality that is constructive. Now, if you want it to go beyond friendship, you know, it will require more than a 3 of Pentacles, okay, over time. But if you really cannot see it exceeding friendship, if it's like it's going to be friendly or under, I don't know that there's much to work with here. Because they told me they're operating from a space of I manifest, when I personally manifest, this person saying it's for love. It's for the real deal, no limitations on the heart space. I want to be loving. I want to be in love. Let's do this, you know? They're like, I want the whole thing. So you, practically speaking, I'm going to give you a couple interpretations as an earth sign. I can definitely see where you're like, I just want to start here and see if they'll cooperate. And if it grows, great. Okay, that could be Virgo 1 or it's Virgo 2. I have soft feelings for this, but it can only be friendship. But still hope they cooperate. In which case, if you're Virgo 2, I would advise you to not step into this. Because they made it very clear. They want love. They want the full uninterrupted experience of love and being in love. Okay? So if you're that person that was practical, I just hope that they'll cooperate so I have a chance to express myself. Then you're Virgo 1. You might have a chance. And I'm not saying that to be mean, honey. It's just when somebody operates at that frequency of the heart space and it's unapologetic and it's raw and this is real, I'm looking for the real deal in love. They're not going to settle for, I have soft feelings for you kind of friendship. It's just not going to work. Okay? It's not going to work. They're going to need the whole thing. But if you're Virgo 1, it's like, I just hope they'll cooperate so I can express myself. And then it can grow. You might have a chance. So the blindness, they may not know about this for you. You may not know about this. You may not know that they're manifesting love. And that they are ready for some realistic work in that division. Putting stuff down to make it happen, to make it real. In which case, hey, you tuned into the right tarot, lady. You got a shot. 3 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. It's interesting to me because you're like, from your Earthian point of view, you're like, I've been waiting for the real deal too. It's just from your perspective, you would call it Ace of Pentacles. So I'm leaning into Virgo number 1. You do want to take this somewhere, but you got to start somewhere, right? And that's that Earthian quality. We got to start somewhere. And I agree with you. 3 of Pentacles is a good starting place. You put more into it, you hope they cooperate, and if you do, it grows. And so from that point of view, this makes perfect sense. You're just like, I've been waiting to build a legitimate legacy too. I want a brand new opportunity too. It needs to be strong. You very much want it to be strong, but you also want it to be the real deal. Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. Okay? So let's get some advice for you. Because like I said, if you're Virgo number 1, you got a chance. But if you're hoping that this will just slide into an easygoing friendship, I'd advise against that. This person wants love. So if your goal is also love, then I agree with your method here. Start out in a friendly, cooperative way, express yourself, and then maybe it grows into something stronger given time, energy, and effort and participation on both sides. Okay? All right. Let's get some advice, please. I'm just saying the participation on both sides is critical. Okay? It has to be on both sides. It can't just be one person doing the work. I don't think it'll be an issue for this person because they're like, love. It has to be authentic love. And you're like, I want the authentic experience too. I just go about it in a different way. And that's true. There really is no wrong way to go about it. Someone can be water-oriented, like myself. Someone can be earth-oriented. The point is, do your goals match up? And if that's true, if they do match up, then you will arrive to the same place at the same time because you're going to take the same train. Yeah? All right, let's get some advice, please. But if they're like, I want love, and you're like, I want to be friends with a soft spot for you because that's where I feel comfortable, that's not going to work. Okay? Let's get some advice, please. Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, Queen of Wands. Someone is working hard to make themselves more available. They've had to work on it, and I'm smiling because it's actually incredibly sincere. It's very sweet. 8 of Cups, somebody has been emotionally unavailable, not emotionally present, and they've been working on that. They have been working on that. 8 of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Queen of Wands. Whoa! Whoa! That's a little firecracker right there. That's a firecracker. That's someone who is turned on and takes no prisoners, but is grounded. 8 of Pentacles, your energy. It's like, I've been working on that. I want to be more emotionally present. And I'm not mocking you. It's just we have different priorities in this life. And some people, like I said, you have different approaches. For some of you, whenever it is you last, and this is why you might not know these things about each other. 8 of Swords. Perhaps when you last connected to this situation or person, you weren't emotionally involved or there, and you've been working through that ever since, I believe. It could be the way around. I don't know. The point is, it's here now. 8 of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Queen of Wands. Whoa! Whoa! That is much more present-oriented. That is much more, I'm right here, and I've been working on that. And I want to feel the heat. I want to feel the intensity. And I don't want to be emotionally absent. I want to be here at the present, the forefront. I want front row tickets to this concert, baby. Like, that's what, it's great. And the advice is cooperation. We can't just be a singular entity putting good work into this, expecting good results. It is going to take the cooperation of two, but you know this. So the question is, who's going to breach this? I didn't know about that about you. I didn't know you were manifesting all that love. And it's like, well, I didn't know you were manifesting trying to kick things off with me. You know, if somebody's got to bridge the gap, and I wonder who it's going to be. You know, I have an idea because you're showing me practicality, as is your way. So practically speaking, you have an idea of what that Three of Pentacles is and how it should get generated or started. Once more, I'm not assigning blame or who should do what. Take it resonates, leave it does not. I just see what's here, guys. You know, if I were to take a guess, well, Virgo's like, well, I have to get this started. Practically speaking, I mean, it's got to start somewhere. It's got to start getting definition, Christina. Yeah, I know. Go on then. Go on then. I've been working through it, trying to be more emotionally present because I want this. Go on then. It's a matter of time, apparently. Cuckoo clock's kicking off, honey. Number 37. Some of you own a cuckoo clock, or frankly, it's just a representation of time, but it's very elaborate. It's a very simple message. It's time, it's the hour, but look at all the work behind it. Now, it took time to develop this message. It took time to develop this sense of time. Rare occupation, very rare occupation. A not common occupation. Someone is associated with a not common occupation. They work very hard at it. They're very good at it. 34, but it's considered exotic. Okay, like the hothouse flower. Not just anybody can cultivate that. They have to have the time, energy, and resources, but the special skills to make it happen. Everyone admires it. Very few can do it. It's beautiful. It's coveted. We have the peacocks on the outside of this. So it's a beautiful grand display, and it represents a lot of time, energy, and effort someone put into their occupation to make something exotic grow, and that all can benefit from. It's highly visual, highly visible, and someone's very good at it. Okay, it's either you or them. Confirmation, in other words, 34 and 20. Okay. Oh. Okay. Fidelity. That's what I mean. Number 4. And I saw that for you. I know you want the real deal. Will it be committed? Will it be faithful to me? Will it be structured? Will it have continuity, right? Will it continue to deepen, develop who I am? Yeah, that's an excellent question, but I can see that's a concern for some of you. They want the real deal in love. You're like, I want the real deal to measure up in reality. Again, you two have different approaches. It's not that it's wrong. It's just your different elemental approaches. For this person, they're going to be more concerned with, say, emotional loyalty. Are you emotionally? I want somebody, I'm pulling in somebody who's emotionally faithful, and they will only give me their heart space. And just that, that's what the Ace of Cups is. Ace of Pentacles says, I want that in paper. in reality, and it's not that either one of your approaches are wrong. It's just understanding where your elements mix, okay, and they work together, not against each other. Earth and water go together beautifully. Literally, that's what creates life, is earth and water. So yeah, we just got to figure that out, guys. You know what, I feel like we didn't do enough there. Number 4, just all jealousy. No, I don't want anybody to be jealous. No, we don't want jealousy. I don't want somebody else to get it. Well, number 34. Oh, what? Is that the 8 of Swords? Is that what the 8 of Swords is? We don't know. We don't know if they're kissing somebody. We see the shadows in our mind and interpret, like Plato's cave, what's being projected onto the wall in terms of shadows. That's what the jealousy is here. It's a projected sense of they're kissing someone else and it's not me. Well, honey, get that 3 of Pentacles going. And there's that sense of bliss here. I could have bliss with this person, but that wasn't the dominant card. It was this one. There's no need to be jealous. There's no need to be jealous. No. Or you think that this person is like, you'll always be jealous if you're connected to them, especially if they're considered exotic or hard cat. Or you are, somebody is. There's that sense of who they're with. Because they're uncommon. There's something about this person that's uncommon, or you're uncommon. Honey, all I know is that this person demands emotional loyalty from the heart. That's all I know. And everything else is going to be fear of the mind. And that's perhaps why you can't see what they're manifesting authentically. And if they don't know you want this, they may not see what you desire either, you know? Okay, that's fear of the mind, guys. 8 of Swords. Will they be faithful? Will they be faithful? Well, we're going to have to open up emotionally and find out, okay? For somebody. Number 34. Hey, it was Gin Blossoms. Gin Blossoms, yeah. Hey, Jealousy, wasn't it? Okay. We have the letter S, L, H. We have the medallion of Sag. In the reverse, the keyword here being optimist. You might have some very strong Sag in your chart. Could be connecting to one. And we also have the small feminine deco glasses. It's funny, I got the masculine ones all morning. Anyway. All right, Virgo, honey. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cappy. Welcome to your Intimate Tarot reading. Show me Capricorn. Show me Capricorn and their sexual energy. Show me Capricorn. Okay, what's going on? The Queen of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. Yeah, 10 of Pentacles, the Emperor, and Death. What? Okay. 7 of Cups, the Six of Swords, and the Ace of Wands. Yeah, I'd say we need a discussion about this. You're showing me to be very clear that you're comfortable with who you are physically, which is good. Sensuality specifically. You're saying you understand it's part of who you are, and that you love your person, connection, 6 of Cups, soul bond energy here, nostalgia as well. You have a lot of emotional and sexual memory with your person, okay? You've made that very, very clear. You're saying the bond is deep for you and that you respect it and you think it's worthy of you, it's worthy of your emotion, it's worthy of your practical world, and it's worthy of your sexual energies, okay? And you legitimately feel this way. 10 of Pentacles is shared between you. There's a whole life here. There's a wealth of activity that you two co-created or were deeply a part of. No matter how you would divvy up the responsibility, you're saying that both of you have contributed to this 10 of Pentacles, this jackpot we call life. Okay. Time, energy, and effort spent. It goes well beyond our career and personal finances. This is home. This is family. This is community. This is friends. It's all of it plus work. You know, there's a lifetime or wealth of activity in there. And you acknowledge that as well. Okay? Over here, the Emperor, Death. I have someone here whose sexual energy, at least, I don't know if this is forever. I don't know if it's temporary. But their sexual energy is completely shut down. It could be undergoing a transformative state. That's true. That does happen for people who their sexual identity or how they understand themselves sexually changes. I don't know what it is, but for now, at this time, their sexual energy is not up for display. It's not up for expression. I don't know where it is. Maybe they don't either, especially if the Emperor is undergoing a rather sizable change in how he or she understands their sexual energy. It's an empowerment thing. It's kind of like saying, whatever it is I thought I understood about myself and my sexual energy, how I express it, how I feel it, how I express it with you, has been completely turned upside down on its head. No pun intended. So I don't know what's going on with this person. I don't know if it's a crisis. But the sexual energy seems to be not just off limits to you, but off limits to them as well. Not practicing in it, not participating in it, not sharing it. Not with themselves and not with you, because it's currently undergoing transformation, or it has abruptly ended for some reason. Let's talk about that. 7 of Cups, the 6 of Swords, the 8 of Wands. I have someone clearly discussing the subject of my feelings have shifted or changed in the future, and that is a very clear discussion. 8 of Wands, 6 of Swords, 7 of Cups. You can't get much more clear discussion than that. As someone's feelings, and here's that shifting aspect or the transformative piece about one's feelings. Sexuality is going to be in that 7 of Cups as well, not just the emotional piece. But someone's saying I can no longer be open to a particular feeling anymore like I used to, and we're talking about it now. And in here, we have some sort of recognition, because Eight of Wands is still fire, about what we are feeling sexually now. And how we're expressing ourselves, how we're experiencing it now has changed. If they are saying, I no longer am open to a particular avenue, I no longer feel it this way, I no longer experience it that way, and I'm most certainly not going to communicate or act on it in that way anymore. But this is where I'm at now. So, it's not that the discussion on this is over. It's just whatever it is currently isn't known, even by this person. And this is someone who typically prides themselves on knowing their sexual energy, what it's meant for, who they experience it for, and how they experience it for themselves, and why. Very commanding. They're saying that particular piece has been turned down upside on its head. For your part, you seem to be still emotionally connected to this. You are physically present in the world. I see that. Your physical presence is here. Whether or not you sexually express yourself to this person, or how long ago it was, I don't know. I don't know, because they don't seem to be open right now towards that. But I know that you are physically present in this person's life. Okay? You have a lot of respect for the connection here in terms of the emotional memory. It's very reflexive for you. And you've always found comfort in it. There will be a discussion soon enough, okay, about what things have changed and why. Let's get some advice, please. I don't want that to frighten you, but it's interesting to me is that you didn't show me any concern about the sexual energy being shut off. You did not show me that. You're saying you're used to this connection, and you know it well. And if it's absent, then it's absent. That you trust it. And if that's where it is, then that's where it is. Okay? But there will be a reason why in future, and that will be known. That will be known. Okay? What's been going on? Let's get some advice, please. This also may not be your reading, FYI. It has some very distinct features in it. The High Priestess, the intuition, excuse me, Temperance, the Ace of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles. And that's why, as what we say, you didn't show me any concern. It was interesting. You didn't show me concern on this. You're familiar enough with this connection that you have an idea of why this person may have shut off or shut down. Part of you anticipates it. So the High Priestess and Intimate Tarot is kind of like our sexual GPS. It kind of distinguishes who and who. I'm interested in them, and here's why. I'm not interested in that person this way, this why. It's a navigation system. And you feel an experience with this person and your particular navigation system that there will be something to discuss in time, and you're absolutely right. That's why you showed me you weren't too worried about it. Temperance, Eight of Cups, Seven of Pentacles. Even you admit that it would be good for you to take time off from this too, sexually speaking. To emotionally distance yourself from it, or because there has been emotional distance between you and this person, therefore sexual distance, you didn't necessarily ruffle your feathers at all. Because you're like, yeah, it's good for me too. To take some space from this, emotional space, sexual space from this. You're like, you're familiar with this person. They might have shifting moods, shifting sexual energies. Seven of Pentacles suggests, you know, and that that's why, like I said, your ruffles, excuse me, your feathers weren't too terribly ruffled on this one. Okay. You knew. They needed some distance for healing, emotional healing, but things have a tendency in this situation to be a steady course or a predictable course. Okay? All right. Bad health. Health could be an issue in here. Absolutely. You know? Yeah, sudden wealth. That's interesting. There might take those two together and sudden health issues. That could absolutely explain this. Could have a reoccurrence of a health issue. Mentally, emotionally, physically, sexually. Absolutely. For some reason, the word... I don't want to get too into it, so if this is offensive to you, I don't know what to tell you. It's the word that jumped to mind, so... menopause for some folks. It could be just health issues here, and it came on all of a sudden, but you two still have experience with it, and that's why it didn't trouble you. Okay. There's an acceptance here at face value that sometimes this is just what happens, and it's a good exercise or break for the both of you. Okay. 11 and 31. Marriage, yeah, I know. Marriage and 13. Okay, yeah, no, I got that sense of long-term commitment is in here as well. And we also have that sense of fantasy here. Okay, we have some fantasy. Somebody likes to read romance novels, maybe. And it makes them feel a certain way. There's a kind of like a better thinking, fantasy-like thinking that helps somebody in this marriage or partnership, okay? That helps them relax their energies around this subject. Some it's magical thinking, sometimes it's just fantasy, happily ever after. There is still that insistence that this is everything that we want and we wouldn't change anything, okay, for some of you. Oh, okay. Well then, it looks like you are a steady and knowledgeable partner then. All right. Protection. Number 15. We feel the need to protect this. We feel the need to protect this. The one partner is feeling protective of the other. Okay. There's that sense here of care, and then also actively withdrawing one's sexual and emotional energies in this. It's not what we need right now. There's other things here to think about. Okay? All right. It's very interesting, Capricorn. Oh, all right. We have the small feminine glasses. Okay. We have your medallion. In the reverse, the key word here being ambitious. Some of you identify as being very ambitious in nature. We have the octopus in the upright. That's great. We're not afraid of the unknown, which is hard for people to admit. But we're not afraid of the unknown. And sometimes we might have gripping emotions. True enough, fair enough. But also the biggest respect for the octopus, again, being I'm not afraid of the unknown. You know, if you go down in the trenches, you're going to find some weird stuff. Okay. It admits to we don't know everything, and sometimes it can get very fearsome and emotionally protective, kind of like that grip. But the idea is that I'm willing to find out. Okay. And to keep quiet as well, the intuitive feeling too. The hot air balloon in reverse, there's that sense that something doesn't make sense now, but it will. Okay? All right, giving it patience then. All right, Cappy honey, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, welcome to your intimate tarot reading. Show me Scorpio, please. Show me that Scorpio sexual energy. Show me that Scorpio sexual energy. What's going on? Show me Scorpio, please. Happy birthday. Especially if yours is today, you get a twofer, right? Happy Halloween and happy birthday. What's up? Show me Scorpio, please. The Emperor. The Chariot. Look at you. The Wheel of Fortune. The Three of Wands. The Nine of Cups. Okay. Page of Wands. The Knight of Swords. And the Ace of Pentacles. Choo, choo. Full steam ahead. Straight away, you identified someone who is empowered with their sexuality. Sexuality. You're saying you're more than comfortable with it. You know what it's for. You know what it's worth. You know what it's worth to you. You're very commanding of your sexual energy. You can even be stubborn with it. This is who I will give it to. This is who I won't. There's no pressure there. When you're the Emperor, Empress with your sexual energy, it doesn't matter how strong the feeling is. You have no problem standing still with it either. You know? Oh, it's pickup day, so background for you. Hopefully it's not too loud. But yeah, the Emperor is like, yeah, I know what my sexual energy means to me, and it means a lot. I don't deny it. I don't disrespect it. It's part of who I am. You're saying I am a sexual being and I'm comfortable with this knowledge. I would never deny that. You're saying it's part of what makes me who I am. But also the Emperor and Empress denote in intimate tarot equality. I only accept my equal. Right? Selective. There you go. Very selective. And they always focus on one person. Okay? The Chariot, and you're like, this Emperor is moving forward in love and in sex. I don't know, but you mean it powerfully. And you're saying, I have direction, and it's going to move in a particular direction without stop or hesitation. I'm focused. My sexual energy is focused. I know what I am. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm about. And I know who I will connect with or who I won't connect with. Regardless, I'm in control of myself. Right? You're a commanding sexual presence. The subject does not bother you. You know, as I say, the subject, no, it really doesn't bother you. When you are an emperor and empress in your own sexual energy, you're very comfortable with it. That's the theory. That's the idea. How else will you know your own worth unless you yourself are comfortable with what you're worth? Right? 2 + 2. And so I saw a comment the last round of Intimate Tarot. It's like, God, you know, I love this subject, but God, you Scorpios just get so blunt. Ugh. You mean using words like penis, vagina, coming? What do you mean exactly by that? You mean language? Using words to make a point to the audience that I need to describe so that they'll understand it? But yeah, you're that person who isn't afraid of the language. Understanding your sexual purpose as it relates to you. And therefore, selectivity. You're only going to mate, connect with, or be guided by, or allowed yourself to be guided by your perceived equal. That's it. End of story. Wheel of Fortune between you and someone else. I see that. There's going to be some time here between you and someone. 3 of Wands. Yeah. Their sexual energy is kind of like on standby. I just don't think it's come forward yet. Well, actually, I know it hasn't. 3 of Wands. So it's not useless waiting. It's the perception of time. They themselves are waiting for the right time to open up to wish fulfillment. 9 of Cups, and that's beautiful. Emotional and sexual energy and Intimate Tarot is exactly what it sounds like. It's wish fulfillment. Because I understand I love myself. This is the direction I want to go in. This is what I want to feel. And I'm willing to wait for the right thing, place, situation, person, circumstance, whatever that is. And there is time here. You're not in a rush, but you're just determined to move forward. You know, powerfully so with the Chariot. It's like, there's no stopping me, my sexual energy, my love, my purpose in this life. I got to go. Boom. So you just keep on keeping on. It's a matter of time, it seems, before we connect with this person who really has been waiting to open up to their own sense of desire, wish fulfillment, love, sexually, emotionally, otherwise. It's all in there. So I don't think it's a useless waiting, no. I think that there is either time, distance between you two, or time hasn't caught up to you both yet. You could be next door neighbors for all I know, but the time isn't in place yet with the Wheel of Fortune. They're not in place yet with the 3 of Wands. Or you're two literally at a distance. And perhaps we don't know that yet. Page of Wands, Knight of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Eventually someone opens up and prompts some literal action. It does open up from a place of interest, inquiry. Page of Wands is the most daring of the pages, the one that has the most nerve. So I'm not surprised at all to see that in Intimate Tarot. It's usually that little guy that can kick things off. That or the Page of Cups. But yeah, a little bit of nerve there can go a long way. Someone takes direct action, Knight of Swords, and throws down an Ace of Pentacles. Like, hey, this is what's up. You know, I'm the real deal. I'm a brand new opportunity. I don't know who it's either you, it's or them. Somebody. Somebody finally. I guess the time is right, or perhaps the distance has not become an issue, or somebody makes themselves known, even if it's across a great distance. Okay, so I don't know. But I like how you know who you are. So I'm not worried about who this is. If you don't think that they're worthy of you, you won't take them up on it, even if it's them that puts forward the offer. Or if you think that they're worthy, then you'll be the one who prompts the offer. I just know that regardless, it's legit. Ace of Pentacles. You know? It looks good. It looks solid. I like somebody's willingness to take action and get this thing going. That's what I'm talking about. I don't have too much more. I think it's time for an update, you know, for Miss A there. Let me make a note of that. Because that's the second time without a name prompt she has kicked off. So it's probably time for an update, software firmware update or something like that. Because that's the second time that's happened. That's very annoying. All right, let's get some advice, please. Last week, as I say, there you go. I think it was like last week it was Saggies. All right, let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice. Let's get some... Okay. Temperance give this time. Could literally be Sagittarius season. Could be Sag. I don't know. Sexual healing, though, for somebody. Man. Let's get some advice, please. Page of Wands, the Knight of Cups, the Four of Cups, and the World. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. How odd. I see the communication here. Knight of Cups, Four of Cups, the World. Someone's able to express themselves once that sense of unhappiness stops. Okay? When somebody stops being upset or unhappy, their communication and sense of positive emotional expression opens as an old cycle of unhappiness, displacement, dysregulation dies or finally exits. That's either you or the person I'm reading today. Whenever somebody's unhappiness stops. So here's the negative emotion. World claiming that. Positive and open. It's interesting. When somebody's sadness, detachment, lethargy, possibly depression, but just frankly being upset or down, not happy. When that stops, someone opens. Okay? In a way that's positive and productive. Even vulnerable. That's very interesting. Also, of course, any unhappy cycles need to stay in the past. They don't need to be referenced. Keep a positive, open disposition, communication to either receive it or to extend it. Okay? In other words, when it's time to communicate, do so from a good place, not an unhappy place. Okay. Huh, how interesting. Yeah, I know, I got it. It's further out, the Sky Bridge. It's further out. It's there. It requires a lot of architecture to support this, but it is there. It's further out on the horizon. Huh. This one's a tough one to build. It's a tough one to get to. That bridges you to. It is tough to bridge you to. What is the heck? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I get that there's time delays. Time is a thief. Number 24. Time is a thief. This has got to be one of the slowest building bridges I've seen between two people. Time is a thief. Yeah, I see that. Time is here several times. When it's time for this to finally connect, it is really best for someone to take a positive disposition, not a negative. When they're ready to be happy, they'll open up and express that. It's whoever who's been waiting to be happy, when again we have to realize we are responsible for our own sense of wish fulfillment. We have to understand that. Now don't get me wrong, there's that sense of, I said it's not useless waiting. It's waiting in that respect of I want to make myself happy, but there's a lot of time and distance involved in this. And time has gotten away from us. We didn't connect the dots faster, build the bridges faster, or understand the meaning or purpose faster. It's taken a long time, though, 3824. And the way you're going, the way you're like, well, I'm going that way. You don't look like you're a time waster. You look very lean in that respect of this is who I am, this is what I'm about, and this is how I move forward. This is my drive. This is my ambition. This is what I do. This is why I do it. Unapologetic, borderline unapologetic. Okay. You have such a commanding sense of self. This is what I do and why. And my sexual energy is part of that. So I don't think it's you that's having a hard time putting these ideas of happiness and what it is to be happy and what it is to be responsible for one sense of wish fulfillment. I'm not tying that to you. I'm just not. It's just, that's not what I'm seeing here. I'm really not. When someone's ready to be happy and to stop wasting time and to see how their sense of happiness and wish fulfillment is connected to their own sense of responsibility and timing, this will not go any faster. That's all I know. Confirmation that some of you have a child or children, or somebody has goals of children, and also number 18, 24, and 38. Oh, man. Yeah. In terms of specifics, no, I can see you're commanding. Like I said, you're very comfortable with your sexual energy. You might even say sexual authority. Like you're like, I am who I am. I tend to be very expressive, and I'm comfortable with it. You are, and you're not just a taker, you're a giver too, you know. It's, like I said, the Emperor and Empress ultimately select and choose their equals. So, self-confidence. Someone suffers possibly from a self-confidence issue. Okay? How they see themselves in the mirror and how someone else does are two different things. That could be what's delaying things quite a bit. Am I good enough? Someone questions their sense of self-worth way too much. Again, the Emperor and Empress. It's not that they think that they're the bee's knees. It's just, it's like who I am is built on experience and love of myself and knowing my worth is, and I won't choose anything less than. If that's what's taking up all the time here, someone slowly building into what it is that they're worth, and then therefore finally allow themselves to lean into wish fulfillment, that could explain a lot. You may know this person in a kind of long-distance, vague way. You may not. They might be brand new altogether. I honestly don't know. But until someone's more ready and prepared to see themselves differently, specifically believe in themselves, the more stretched out this is going to be. Okay? Anything else here, please? Oh, I don't know how I missed that. Wrath, anger. Wrath, anger, sexual frustration, feeling like we've been left out, excluded, or we wouldn't be picked anyway. And tying it with that self-confidence. Number 29 and 11. Everyone else makes it look so easy. I've been excluded. I wouldn't be picked. Someone has confidence issues. Believing in themselves. It's not just their sexual energy at this point, but their ability to believe in themselves. And that can absolutely delay things. I just know by the time someone makes that inquiry, someone's ready to put some very strong sense of self forward in a way that's believable and can be seen and registered without confusion. It's a very bold, here I am. And even if it's a bit rushed, it's okay. It got there. It got there in the end. And maybe making up for lost time, because when it comes in, it's fast. But everything that led up to it, oh my. Oh boy, okay. Oh, so many. We have the letter S, I, see? I could say is, for sure, but I saw C. C. Yes. Oh, that made me chuckle. Okay, we have the zombie in reverse and upside down. Wow. Very slow to change. Very slow to change, and the drudgery and being able to see ourselves as more than just a one-dimensional object or person, and having no faith or value in one's ability to change. It's just not true. It's not true. We have the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. Always busy, always on the go. I can't help but feel it too, darling. Go, go, go. Yeah, the Energizer Bunny for sure. We have the medallion here of the small dog. You know, small. It's just some of you confirmation small dog, you know. Terrier, Yorkie, Chihuahua, that kind of thing. We have the crown, indicative 2. Once more, the Emperor Empress in this context. really understanding one's self-worth and holding out for that, but still going forward. And then we have the medallion of Pisces in the reverse, the keyword here being intuitive. Yes, use your intuition on this. There might be something there on Pisces season, but yeah, remain intuitive. This person's struggling with a sense of quality of self and sense of self-worth. So it's a good thing you two are not connected at this time. Okay. I do not believe in two halves make a whole. I believe two people who know themselves create a powerful union. If you believe in the two halves theory, one will always be trying to compensate for the other. We really want to connect with whole people who believe in themselves. Otherwise, we're always going to feel like we're in a position to carry their weight, and we just can't do that. We have to believe in ourselves if we want the other person to. And that's a whole person. You're not going to be perfect. You're going to have flaws. You will have insecurities like everyone else, but the point is, you don't succumb to them. That's the difference. Anyway, Scorpio honey, I hope that helped. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Pisces, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What's going on? Oh, show me that. Show me that Pisces sexual energy, please. Show me that Pisces sexual energy. Okay. Oh, yours are just trying to jump out my hand today. Okay, Ace of Wands. Well, fair enough. Five of Swords, the Six of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune. Oh. Okay, let's keep, well, okay, Death, Devil, and the Ten of Wands. Okay, okay. Well, I actually kind of have to agree with this one. I said they're trying to jump out my hands today, and I guess why? There's a big old message in here. It kind of speaks for itself. But for those of you who are like, no, it doesn't. Okay. You opened up straight away with the Ace of Wands, Five of Swords. Not good. This is kind of a lie we're telling ourselves now. You will not be telling yourself this forever. I've already seen that outcome. Okay, but tarot doesn't dictate action, you do. Tarot's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. I just know eventually this Pisces figures it out. Okay. You're telling me you still have energy for this. You still have passion for this. Absolutely. No problem. No problem. No problem. No problem. And you're still kind of believing that now, and you're having to reassure yourself of that fairly often. You don't quite believe it. So as I say all the time, when we are in that position, guys, of having to talk ourselves into or out of a particular subject, put it away, I don't want to think about it anymore, I arrived to the conclusion I arrived at, that's when we need to stop and ask ourselves what's really going on. And you have been, for a while, telling yourself, I still have passion for this. I still have energy. I still have steam. No problem. It is a problem, because you're telling yourself that more and more often these days. The Six of Swords between you and someone else. Sexually speaking, you two have drifted away from each other a long time ago. Jumping over there, Ten of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. For some time, we have presented at face value this idea that all is well. All is stable, all is harmonious, everything is where it should be. Okay, the Ten of Pentacles, or the foundation here, is in order from your person's perspective, and this is what we show others. And we have not changed this perspective and how others see us for a long time. At face value, all is well. On the surface, all is well. Anyone who's on the outside looking in, all is well. This is what you get to see. Okay? The both of you, as individuals, know that's not true. But this person who is tied to you really, really, really wants to maintain that particular value. You know, you and I sexually drifted apart. You're having to tell yourself you're still interested in this. They are too, to some extent, but this is what matters. This is what people see, therefore it's what matters. And the Ten of Pentacles is extensive, guys. It's 3D. It's very consuming. It's everything we put ourselves into over time, particularly with this person. That adds up to a lot from their point of view. So therefore, what anyone's concerned with, family, friends, or your community, the work environment, all is well. Not a hair out of place. Okay? It's very important for this person to maintain that face, that presentation. But between you two, Six of Swords, you're mentally absent from each other, emotionally absent, and sexually absent. You're over here saying everything's fine, and I still have energy for this, and I'm still turned on by them today as I was yesterday. Six of Swords between you two. You could be right next to each other and speaking not at all. Completely drifted away. In this respect, it is a drifting away for now. And like I said, you're kind of telling what you're telling yourself now. It's not going to hold forever. Death, Devil, Ten of Wands. This pattern that you're both carrying, and you're both carrying it, it comes from a place of fear of letting go after all this time. And there's a lot here. Ten of Wands. The surface presentation is that you two are rock solid. Like I said, not a hair out of place. That's the resume energy. This is what I allow you to see professionally, where anyone's concerned. Between the two of you, you're both lying to yourselves about how connected you two still are. So again, guys, I wish I could do all the readings where this is fun, sexy time. Here's your new person. Here's your new fling. Here's your... okay, I'll read the cards as they are. If this doesn't resonate with you, I get it. Check your other placements. It's simply not yours. For others of you, this is yours, and I know you don't want it to be. But do you recognize the mark and ending in this? And therefore it should be a relief. A revelation of the truth and feeling safer for it. That it's not all in your head. And it's not all in your heart as a conflict. Or in your loins or anything else for that matter. And Death, Devil, Ten of Wands, you both have been carrying this labor. Pattern. Fear of that which has not changed. It has remained constant. You both perpetuate it, you both play into it. We don't have to anymore. Okay? Somebody has to put this forward. Aren't you tired of denying this? Aren't you tired of carrying the weight and the pretense that all is well when it's clearly not? Sexual energy aside, it obviously runs much deeper than that at this point. One of the reasons why I read this. Let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice, please, for Pisces. I don't know how long we've been carrying that particular face value. It's been a while. A while. I don't know how you two started. Probably like most people do. It's joyous, it's happy, and it feels good or easy. But this is where we are today, and that's what counts. Okay? And I don't mean this just started yesterday, and now you're ready to end it. I mean this... Do you think that happens in a couple of days? No. No. The Wheel of Fortune is here. The drifting apart is here. You lying to yourself is here. That didn't happen yesterday. Let's get some advice, please. That's not dramatic at all. If you've lived it. No. You feel every conceivable year of it. Four of Swords, Seven of Cups, Four of Cups, and Death. There, I can't make this shit up if I try, guys. Like, there it is the mental consolidation of it. The truth, the acceptance of it. Here we have the rejection of the truth. Here we have the acceptance of it. Big difference. One kind of gives you peace and or closure. The other one does not. This adds to the pattern of fear of having to reject this hardship that you've known for a long time, which of course is a fear. You worked your way into that fear. We have to kind of work our way out of it. And the Four of Swords, Seven of Cups, Four of Cups, it just seems like everywhere you turn, it's an emotional dead end in this situation. And knowing that, accepting it, that there is no more positive emotional influence, never mind sexual. And in a weird way, it's healing. Because it's like, that's the truth at last. Yes, I agree. Lean into the healing up here. It looks like you two have your own individual thoughts and feelings at the end of the day that are not shared. Not well, not productively, not in a way that's healthy. No. Otherwise, it wouldn't have gotten to this point yet. There is peace in accepting hard truths. I promise. That's the other side of this weight and letting it go. I promise. We're working through that truth. Learning to accept the weight of it, the feel of it, the responsibility of it. But it's a lot better than pretending to carry something because you feel like you're expected of it, or they feel they're expected of it, you know? I got it. We're afraid to change. I got it. I got it. The main man, somebody here identifies as the main male or someone who is in charge, respective of your sex. Change, there's the change card. And death, we're afraid of change. Someone here who really, really reinforces the pattern is the one who is most afraid of change. Okay? Particularly one that has been holding up this placard that all is well. Look at my foundation. If things were horrible, they couldn't be like this, right? So don't question it. That's the person who's having the hardest time, I believe, even when change is obvious. An ending is going to occur regardless of our willingness to recognize it. It's going to make things that much harder when it finally happens. As we have it here 3 times, it could be that we're experiencing the height of these difficult energies now whilst we are in Scorpio season. Absolutely. There's that too. But when you're that terrified of change, it's going to wreak havoc on your health. It's time to get into that space of acceptance. Okay. It's like there really is no other way to feel about it. It's here, right? All right. Okay, Pisces, honey. Okay. Freedom. Self-confidence is here. Somebody might have self-esteem or self-confidence issues. But again, it keeps coming back to perception. What do people think of me? What do you think of yourself? If all you identify is in your 3D world and your foundation, then there really isn't much left for you to share with someone else. So preoccupied. How do I look? How do I look? So fussy. How do I look? I want to make sure. Oh my God. It's making me uncomfortable. God, how do you think about yourself? Why don't you check in with you? Stop worrying about what other people think. God, if we all did that, we would be such miserable SOBs. I'll tell you what. Freedom of the wrath, freedom from the anger. There it is, the frustration, the anger, everything. All the sexual indifference, the emotional indifference, the drifting away, and the resentment of it is all wrapped up in there. Freedom from that wrath. Okay. Freedom from it. Yes, I agree. Cutting ties, parting ways. We have the letter V, the letter A, and the medallion for the small dog. Some of you simply have small animals, you know. But yeah, V and A. Pisces, honey. I do hope this helped you, difficult as it may have been. So don't take it if it's not yours. It's really that simple. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cancer, welcome to your Thursday check-in. Before you go into shock, I decided to take my sweater off, my sweatshirt off. Okay, I still have it. No, but right at the tail end of Pisces reading, it occurred to me, am I feeling very warm around my neck and ears? And yeah, I am. So here's the thing. We are in late October, but it's still Texas October. Okay, so what starts out as 50 degrees in the morning quickly turns into 90 degrees in the afternoon. So we are still in that space of battle of temperatures where it's extremes. It's extremes. So while it was cool this morning, whoo, it's warm now. And I was like, oh, I was so immersed into what I was doing, wasn't paying attention. I'm like, I'm a little too warm everywhere. So it's like, I got an undershirt on. That's fine. Well, I suppose to quote Cher from The Witches of Eastwick, I'm not naked. And I'm not. Oh, scandal. Did Sassy disrobe? No, honey. I just took my sweatshirt off. What's going on? What's going on? Show me that Cancerian sexual energy. Show me that Cancerian sexual energy, please. What is going on for Cancer? King of Cups, the Eight of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. The Queen of Cups Oh, Six of Wands. Hey, look who's matching frequencies, literally. Hey. Whoa. Nice. Thank you. I like that. Yes, it's nice. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I like it. Oh, doesn't it feel good to share frequency with somebody with open heart and without hesitation and crap getting in the way? And look, you're both showing me a spark of fire between Page of Pentacles. Oh, we're kicking this off just a little bit. Ten of Pentacles. The Star. Nine of Cups. Oh, wow. Oh, that's gorgeous. You two look so sweet. May you continue to share that frequency. Open love on both sides. The King and Queen of Cups are here. So you two are absolutely matching frequencies. Beautiful. So you both kind of pride yourself on being in tune with your feelings, claiming what you feel. Okay, these two are big claimers. This is what I feel, and that's just how it is. No takesy backsies. Okay? Be it positive emotion or what we might call negative emotion, the point is they're not shy about what they're feeling. And they tend to be very loyal in the heart. You know, I only have heart space for you. And they're like, same. You know. And then they both tend to be intuitive. Okay? One's a little bit more softer in terms of expression. The other one can be a little bit more withdrawn, but still in possession of one's feelings. Okay? In other words, he may not go on and on about what he feels, right? But he still knows what he feels and he doesn't reject it or deny it. So that's the King of Cups, and the Queen of Cups, like I said, it's a little bit more embracing. There you go. But you both share the frequency of big heart, big feelings, and respect, and mutual passion, the appreciation to express it, to show it, to flaunt it. So here, yes, I am seeing the Six of Wands, but it's healthy. You both enjoy the same thing because it's coming from the heart. So you can say ego, yes, absolutely, but you have to understand ego is also a healthy thing. It depends, like all characteristics and traits of human beings, what we do with it. There is a pro, there's a con. If you take something to a bad space, you're going to get bad results. You take it to a good place, you get good results. You two literally enjoy communicating to each other, flirting with each other, being in each other's company, being seen by each other, and then you express this. It's very... The energetic connectivity, you two are match point. Seriously. Is gorgeous. You two love being in each other's company. You love talking to each other. And as far as I can tell, the Page of Pentacles between you two, we want to make something out of this. We want to make this go somewhere. We have space to grow this sucker. I mean, seriously. I love this. It's nice to see you match with somebody, Cancer. I'm legitimately excited for you. That's wonderful. Yeah, as far as I can tell, this thing is just beginning to kick off, but it's like recognizes like, equal recognizes equal. Because I see crap like this all the time. People are way off scale and they're trying to make something happen, and it's just not gonna. Two people really have to be similar in each other's wants, goals, interests, same page energy. I'm not saying you have to look alike. I'm not saying you have to like the same food or music. That stuff is superficial and ultimately doesn't amount to a hill of beans. We're talking about goals, the larger scale stuff, where you understand compatibility exists at its higher levels, not the superficial low-level crap. And it's just started. This has nothing but room to grow. Page of Pentacles is right there. And and it's very sweet. It's back and forth. You two don't miss a beat, not in your heart spaces, not how you communicate with each other. It feels good. It feels like you're in good company, because you are. Isn't that great? Oh, I love it. Ten of Pentacles, the Star, Nine of Cups. Yeah, no kidding. We want to keep that going. This is a sense of somebody's long-term investment, longevity. It's our personal wish fulfillment to maximize this and see how far it can go and grow and stabilize. This is somebody's vision of a long-term future is here. Very much so. I want to stabilize this, make it a thing, make it a forever thing. I want to desire this forever. I want to live this forever. I want to give this my passion forever. It would personally please me to do so. This is wish fulfillment next to the Star, too. How appropriate. So that's a very high level, a personal wish fulfillment that stabilizes in the real world. This is gorgeous. This is so gorgeous. You two are so wonderful. Oh, I love this. Ooh, when did it start? A Page of Pentacles is just such a little guy between you two, but what's packing behind it is sincerity and being on the same page, which you can't put a price on. It is absolutely gorgeous. Let's get some advice. Well, don't screw it up. Keep this going, and you'll be fine. That would be my initial advice to you. But just in case. Oh, this is so lovely. Yay, Cancer, yay. It's not about winning or losing, but it really isn't. But it's like when I get to celebrate a collective because I see something so fantastic, I suggest we all take the opportunity to appreciate it. Because it doesn't happen. It doesn't always line up like this, as we should know. All right, let's get the advice, please. This is bloody gorgeous. We are specifically, for some of you, by the way, some details here. Some of you are very turned on by your communication patterns. You both speak from the heart, yes, but you both know how to flirt very well from the heart, too. Somebody really likes the other person's words and goes out of the way to provoke it, to get them to invest more in it. You know, I like the way they talk to me. I like they always have something fun or creative to say. I don't know, but that's here and that's lovely. Foods. Someone is highly sensual with the foods. They take a lot of pleasure in that as well. A lot of release on this one. A lot of sexual release on this one too, because it feels very, very right. It feels very right. Ten of Cups, the Four of Wands, the Moon, and the Ace of Pentacles. This is going to expand well into each other's worlds. We're not going to know that right away. No. Right now, we're at the stages where something's clearly developing, and it feels really, really good. What's behind that initial development is the Moon with the Eight of Pentacles. We don't quite know where this is going yet in terms of investment, and you both participating in this to the highest degrees. That's still on the other side of the Moon. It's not secrets here. This is simply the unknown, because it's developing now as we speak. But you two are going to slide into each other's lives pretty easily, the Ten of Cups. You're going to harmonize well within theirs and they and yours. Clearly, you both have that shared interest in common. Family is important to you. Legacy is important to you. That this love or this connection needs to serve a purpose or there's no point. You both made that clear. And because you both seem to have a mutual sense of respect for emotionality, sexuality, and 3D goal orientation, you two get along quite well. Okay? There's unknown yet about how this is going to work out, but it's also at the early stages, I believe. That's nice. But you both have the idea of greater good in the mind. It makes things a lot easier when you know you connect with someone like you and you have similar goals, not just interests. I mean goals, real goals, the kind that make or break everything, right? So is the passion here? Yeah. Is that the emphasis today? No. Are you two crazy about each other? Yeah. Is it easy not to just get along with this person, but to tie significant meaning to them as well? Yeah. You both seem to have that vision of each other sooner rather than later. This means something. And I want it to. I want this to go somewhere. I want this to have meaning and context in my life later down the road. And because I can see that, I'm not going to screw it up, right? With talking myself out of it, self-doubt, fear, not acting, not speaking. I will act when I'm supposed to act. I will speak when I'm supposed to speak. Yeah. No more venomous thoughts. Number 7 with the snake. What about it? Harshness. Harsh thoughts. Bullwhip. And the snake. Some of you are coming from a background. I see. How interesting. This has nothing to do with you or them. Some of you have past experiences where you were made to feel cut down. Too harsh. From somebody who was not nice. A driver. These are all negative. The opposite of what I've seen here today. For some of you, this is where you're coming from, or it's where your person's coming from. The harshness of one's thoughts and words, venomous. Control issues from someone who was largely false. Yeah, they don't have to be like that. They shouldn't be. Okay? Don't invest in that. The more you invest in it, the more it comes back to you, and it stays. So don't do that. Do the opposite of that. Invest in the person who wants to open their heart towards you and get to know you, not control you. Tell you what to do or what to think or what to feel. Okay? Whatever it is you used to be involved in is no more. So don't go back to it. 11, 7, and 8. Exactly. No going back. You set your course on a new horizon. Don't go back on it. We move forward now. Okay? But yes, as a result, I think some of you have been very hard on yourself over the years about what it is you're supposedly worth. You got stuck. Some of you got stuck in old providership roles and someone made you feel like you were being torn down and that's all you were good for. If not, very negative. I don't like it at all. Know the difference between being stuck and someone who's loyal. Like all cards in tarot, depends on what you do with it. You can either see yourself as stuck or someone who prizes stability and wouldn't change for the world. What you're choosing for yourself in the future suggests I wouldn't change that for the world. That's where I want to be. I want to move away from falseness. I want to stay right here. This is where I want to set anchor. This is where I want to invest. I'm not stuck. And I'm not incapable of changing. I'm capable of love and attracting someone of equal value. Yeah, I agree. All right, let's keep on. 3513. You're worth so much more than that. Dreams. This is also one of your power cards here, number 7. Some of you have dreams of so much more. Sexual dreams, emotional dreams, healing. But you dream on your own. A fantasy world. Who do you dream of? Trials, tribulations. You had to have the self-confidence to leave this. I understand. Focus on outside of this. Okay. I understand you went through a lot of trials and tribulations and had to work up the confidence to leave this. I understand that. Focus on the future. What do you dream of? Awareness, insight, attracting the appropriate partner that you can be in harmony with. I agree. We want to be in harmony with somebody who has awareness, somebody who has insight, someone who's been blessed with the knowledge, someone who understands what self-awareness is and self-worth is, and that they've been blessed with that knowledge. Attraction too. Soft, inviting, loving, clean, wholesome. The love and the sex would clean you, not take away from you. Okay? And to be in harmony with that person. It's beautiful. Oh, so many. We have the letters C, A, E, Y. We have the medallions of Taurus, Gemini. You might have any of those placements in your chart, could be connecting to one. We have the great white shark, Scorpio, to pursue survival, but also to pursue your goals, your dreams. Also, this could be an indication of now, Scorpio season, and some of you feel like power plays have come up from where you've been, and it was always a matter of survival. We don't have to do that so much anymore. When you harmonize with somebody correctly, you don't have to pursue anything. It just fits. Okay? We have the cloud, silver lining. Gray days, yes, inevitable, but also silver lining. We have the Pegasus in reverse for now. Some of you don't remember what it's like to feel free or to go your own way. That will be changing. We have the feather, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and then also light as a feather. Perhaps, for some of you, a feather is an important confirmation symbol for some reason. Okay? Cancer, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.